Here we go, here we go. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome one and all. Let's wait on up for that to pop up. Oh, that's annoying. There we go. Come on, YouTube, do your thing. Show me what's good. Hey, there we go. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, VOD gang. It is your boy Tarkus, also known as Mr. Go Live. What is popping? I am running off of 20 minutes sleep and painkillers. Let's go. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Early because it's better than being late. If you're not 5 minutes early, you're 5 minutes late. And now, if you're not blind, you'll probably notice one slight addition, which is that I now have a VTuber model. The deadline for this was March. What is it? What is it with CN artists and being ridiculously early? 20 minutes sleep and painkillers? Yeah, let's go! Also, I've noticed that Genshin doesn't like working with other tabs, so you will occasionally see me alt-tab to this screen. I cannot mute while Genshin is open, and I cannot remove my gas mask while Genshin is open. So, quick poll. Do you want gas mask on or off? I'm fine with either. I love the gas mask, but at the same time it is kind of nice to be able to see my mouth move, even though there's a bit of a delay. Hey, VTuber Tarkus, when, how, why? Right now, sir. What is popping? You thought the whole difference was Genshin Impact? No, sir, there's more. Gas mask on? Yes, sir, let's go! Now, the face tracking on this isn't very good, the model is amazing, my lighting is just really shit, and I need to just get myself a lamp, it's a really easy fix. Now, that being said, I did ask for some random video game soundtracks to pop on. I have not tested the sound balancing, so we will be doing that live. Please let me know how deafeningly loud this is, and we'll adjust as we go. As you say with Mudrock, the armor stays on in bed. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Any features? Oh, right, yeah, I should do a quick showcase. So obviously I can remove my gas mask. I can also cry. Cry while smiling. Don't cry because it happened. Cry because it's still happening. I can also go a little bit disgusted in you, which, you know, don't ask me why this was one of my highest priorities. I definitely don't have a fetish. I'm asexual. How would asexuals have a fetish? Likewise, don't ask why the thighs sway so much. That definitely wasn't by explicit request. Then I've got a different form of shading the top of my face, which is in anger, but I honestly prefer this one, and I also do combine for a slightly even more intense anger. And then aside from that, I can also remove the jacket, though the arms look a little bit weird, but the goal of this was, for shoulders up, it looks pretty normal when you remove the jacket. But as you can see, it does look a bit weird when you can see the arms. But no, this is very much intended. Jacket stays on by default. And yes, the one thing they did that I didn't necessarily ask for was a lot of jiggle physics, as you can see when I move. That being said, they made up for it by really emphasizing that thigh sway, which I am all about. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And yes, there are two of me because of how I've set up OBS. I will really need to figure out how to do that better in the future if I want to stream Genshin. Alrighty, now, gas mask on. Let's go. Now let's do some absolutely, definitely not deafening, live, quick audio balancing. So I'm gonna hit shuffle on this definitely royalty-free, non-copyrighted music playlist, and we will live adjust. So please let me know if this is about a good volume for this. I can hear it this time, I managed to fix that, but I can't tell how loud it is for all of you, comparative to my voice. So some of these are just songs I really like, and others are songs you've recommended to me that I've never heard before, some of them, which I'm excited for. So, please do let me know if that is about a good volume. Assuming you can hear it. What am I playing today? I'll be doing some Genshin. I have a hard cutoff of about 2 and a bit hours from now. I have an alarm set though, so I'm not too worried. Loud? Okay. Very loud, okay. Yeah, I messed with my audio settings. How's that? Hopefully this should be better. Hello, you're Emu Otori. Hello, Emu Otori. Nice to meet you. I think I saw you join, actually, the Discord. Which was a surprise, because it was a still image of my face with a Discord link. You're very trusting. You'll fit in right perfectly. This works. If it needs adjusting, let me know. I can still turn it up or down or higher. Genshin Arknights other game. I will likely be doing Genshin. I might switch to Arknights and run IS or something. That being said though, Cloud Retainer's out, and I have basically guaranteed a 5-star because I was pulling for Chevrusi. Plus there's like content. So I'll just really be vibing, I'm not fully sure. I'm honestly open to recommendations. Yep, drunk by the living tombstone. He is really, really chill with his work being used for other things, which is just fantastic. It means you can use it for streaming, it means you can sing it. I wanted to sing the song, and then I realized it's a rap song, and as you can probably tell by my voice, I'm rather white. I cannot rap for shit. I need the S stages. Oh yeah, that's planned for tomorrow. So if you are here specifically for those, even if I do play Arknights today, I won't be doing those today because that was planned, and I'm just doing a Guerrilla stream. That being said, let me tab into Genshin so that, you don't see two of me. Look, twinning is pretty pog, but... in this case. Yeah, so, unironically, of these characters, my most level 1 is Dea. They just recently gave outfits to Ganyu and Shenhe, and they look amazing. What the actual hell are you looking at? Do you mean my model or the Genshin team? I understand questions on both of them. Dea's pretty, though. She's really, really pretty and cool. I love her. Yes to both. Okay, so this is a mobile game. Definitely mobile game. You can tell by the incredibly high graphics. Called Genshin Impact that is definitely not a clone of Breath of the Wild. As for the VTuber model, what's up? Named South. I was originally gonna use a Twitter handle, SouthVT, but then I realized that defaults to searching for South Vermont tourism. And I am not from the US, so I did not even think to check that. Then I just default googled my name. So no, in case anyone's wondering, I do not respond to the name South Vermont Tourism, but basically anything else works because my IRL friends had a habit of just randomly deciding to give me a new name, and then they would just exclusively gaslight me until I reacted to that name, because all of them would start calling me it. Tarkus, what happened to you? Yo, what's up, man? I got a gas mask. Or are you asking something else? Let's go, Vermont Gaming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, one sec. Let me adjust the tabs so I can see everything properly. You'll see another double of me for a second. Yo, Vermont Gaming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, I was gonna do like shoulder up, and then I was like, no, I really want to show off my hips because the model of this hips... The hips on this model are amazing. They did a great job, both the artist and the rigger. I'm very, very happy. I am a satisfied customer, yes. As the Doctor he regenerated. I mean, look, originally I was going to make a different channel for this. This was during my 2-month break of YouTube. I was setting this stuff up and had some IRL stuff. And then I looked through a list of all of the videos that people were clicking onto my videos from because YouTube analytics are insane. Speaking of, that'd actually be a pretty fun... Yo, it's Marta. Hey, love this song. That'd actually be a pretty fun stream showing off analytics if anyone's interested, but that being said, I know I'm a nerd for liking analytics. But I was looking through and saw, like, half of your MFers came from a Hololive clip. So, maybe there's a bit more overlap, shall we say, in interests, and I don't really need to be worried. I swing quite a bit? Yes, sir, I'm doing it on purpose. I can also tone it down and just do a bit more normal motions, but it's a very swingy model. Because if it swings heavily, the hips move. This may be effective to have a lot of viewers. Look, mostly I thought it was really funny because I have an incredibly deep voice, and when you walk in here expecting a cute anime girl, you instead get flashbanged by the deepest Aussie known to man. Thanks to you, you'll make a VTuber model and train a lolly voice. Yes, sir. I am learning falsetto, so I can't do it on command without vocal warm-ups, but I'm definitely learning how to speak in a high-pitched voice because I think it's funny. You're motivated? What are you, Virgil from Devil May Cry 5? Featuring Virgil from Devil May Cry 5? From an outside perspective, the analytics are cool. Yeah, that's part of why, because I remember before I started YouTube and really understood all the analytics, I thought it was really, really cool, especially when they did pull back the curtain moments. So maybe sometime next week or something I'll go through and show people. Because honestly, like, YouTube gives you a ridiculous amount of information to work with. It's actually pretty fantastic. And even just the basic things like click-through rate and the way it ranks your videos to let you know what to do more of. It's pretty interesting when you're new to it. Cute anime girl with super deep male voice. This is actually relatively high-pitched for me. Unironically, any of my content you've listened to, except the one where I said forfeit all mortal possessions to Poncerus, that specific line I was using a bit more like my normal talking voice and just a single semitone down. So, when I stream, I talk very high-pitched for me because I get excited and I'm having fun. My voice is unironically multiple octaves lower than this. So this is more my normal talking voice. What's up everyone, how you doing? But it's a bit harder to emote during this. And I can go lower when I want to. My stockings are unbalanced? Yes sir, yes sir. It is an asymmetric skirt and a singular garter strap and different level thigh highs. Very, very much on purpose. I sent 2 full slides of reference images for my skirt and thigh highs. Damn, I can go even lower than that, by the way. That's just my normal talking voice. Unmask? Yeah, sure. Nope, I started crying. Sorry about that. What's up? Most of the expression is in the eyes rather than the mouth. How could you do this to me? You'll fund full plate carrier? Don't worry about it. I'm sure the couple of cents I will get every day once I'm monetized on YouTube will more than fund a $10 single-time purchase. And there's probably a free model that I just don't know about. I will figure that out. I will look into it when I've had more than 20 minutes of sleep. And when it's not swelteringly warm. I'm shirtless wearing nothing but a pair of shorts right now and sweating. Wait till you get a paycheck. I mean, I am monetized on YouTube soon, so it will be theoretically possible to send super chats. That being said, you don't have to. In fact, like, I will be very happy if you spend your own money making yourself happy. However you choose to do that. I'll leave them on, because, like, I'm aware we all have a gambling addiction here. We're all gacha game players. You can throw money at me if you want to. And any money you do throw at me will be sent to, like, emotes and animations and whatever I can for the stream. But, like, you are absolutely... It is not required. So don't ever worry like that. I'm in a very, very fortunate position financially where I am quite comfortable with my living expenses. This is a threat, yes sir, yes sir. Reminds you of a Black Widow? Yeah, that's the... I mean, red and black is a classic color scheme for a reason. I also really do like my eyes. I just want to show off my thighs today. You'll have plenty of opportunities to see my eyes, don't you worry. You're funding a plate carrier, it's worth... Again, that'll be like $5-10 bucks. I can afford that. It's like, skip Arknight's monthly pass for 1 month. But yeah, no, I was going to go for something different, and then I realized, hey, there actually aren't a lot of sort of goth color palette VTubers, and I really like this color palette, so... You can afford it? Yeah, so can I. That's why I'm saying you don't need to. I can afford a $10 expense. I only wait for video games to be on sale on Steam to purchase them because they go on sale regularly for like 60% off, not because I need to. It's just like, look, if it's going to take me months to play them, I might as well get them on sale. Alrighty, so I think to start us off, I will begin with gacha. Absolutely need to scratch that gambling addiction that we all have. So, I am at soft pity, meaning I will get a 5-star. That being said, it's not guaranteed. I'm kind of hoping for a Dea constellation. But, gambling. So I'm not going to use all of these pools, and I don't particularly care whether or not I get Cloud Retainer or not. I just want a 5-star because gambling. The contrast between my voice and model is awesome. Thank you, sir. That's what I was going for. I think I've got a dramatic enough voice that, especially with this kind of cutesy, like, you'd expect a little bit edgy, but, obviously still idol-like, just going for a slightly edgy, darker, sultry tone, and then you get even sultrier. Gaming, yes sir, yes sir. Gaming banner. Yep, he is available. Gaming and Xiang Yun, that's what they went for with Cloud Retainer. And apologies to anyone who speaks Chinese. I don't. I know I butchered that, but I don't know how to do it properly. Tarkus ASMR when? Look, if people are interested in that, unironically, drop it in the suggestions. I am a pretty good scriptwriter. The one thing I don't think any of you... no, that's phrased wrong. I believe any of you can definitely be more entertaining than me, a better singer than me, a better streamer than me, a better gamer than me. Not everyone can be a better writer than me, because I am actually just a very good writer. And I've been doing it since I was 6. And I'm an old crone. My most popular piece of fiction has just over 400,000 reads, and is... shall we say, pretty popular. But that being said, like, writing Lamau, ChatGPT exists. You second the no? Yeah, look, if I ever do ASMR, it will be very clearly marked ASMR. I'm not going to flashbang people with it. I know it really grates on some people. I'm one of those people. Most ASMRs I just cannot enjoy. And yet I am the streamer. Yeah, look, I was watching a lot of other streamers, and I was like, wow, they're complaining, saying this is really, really hard. I think they're being really lazy. Because they're doing... like, not all of them, but some of them absolutely. Because it's just like, bro... your streams, you're streaming the same game every day with no, like, idea behind it. No hook. You're just going, oh, I'm playing League of Legends, and I enjoy the content because I like your personality. But, you can do better than that. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Let's see how fun this is. I did, like, 6 streams, privated, playing random games with a free VTuber model that comes with VTuber Studio. to confirm I liked streaming, and I was like, okay, even if no one ever watches me ever, I'll still have fun. And then I was like, okay, time to get a VTuber model of my own. Because I want it to look good, same as audio quality. I was like, I'm never streaming until I can get decent audio quality, and I've got decent now. Am I scared? Me? No. Oh, are you scared and aroused, also known as scaroused by my VTuber model? Well, the lore can basically summed down to I am an assassin and a mass murderer with no morals. Because I think it's funny to kill people. The full name of South is South, the heart emoji, and violence, which was how I found that a lot of websites don't actually let you use a heart emoji. Or even the less than 3, which is very disappointing. This is slander against all of us who heart violence. Yo-based, murder-based, yes sir, murder is based. In a video game, not IRL, obviously. Oh yeah, I love this song. Hey, you're here for you, couldn't care less what game you're playing? Oh, thank you, man, that's very kind. But at the end of the day, like, I'm mainly here to entertain people. If you're having fun, that's what matters. Man, what a playlist? Yes, sir, I just threw together some things that I don't think will get me DMCA'd. Most of these I'm 100% positive won't. Some of them are like a very, very light risk. Like, this one's probably one of the riskier ones. But it's a parody song from 14 years ago. This is a Cthulhu-themed parody of It's Beginning to Look Like Christmas. Way no way, Girardi. Waiting for the lewds? I am not drawing my own model in a lewd way. Besides, I still have to draw like all of the lewds for other people in the other server that I promised. I've done like half of one base sketch, and I just haven't slept for like 2 weeks because I got sick, but I'm definitely intending to do that. I got blessed by the algorithm. Hey, thank you very much. That's good to know. At the end of the day, like, if you can get a good hook and you're entertaining, people will eventually find you. And at the end of the day, I'm having fun even by myself, though it is a lot more fun having you guys here throwing your opinions at me. It's really, really fun. The podcast about the sea novel? Yes, sir. The Shadow of Innsmouth. That being said, okay, right, I think I've waffled long enough. I'll get very distracted. Apologies, any VOD gang, and all of you. Once again, I am on 20 minutes of sleep and painkillers, so I'm gonna be all over the place. Let's go. Now, that being said, it's time for some gambling. I will probably get a 5-star in this first 10 pull, because I'm just built different. What did I tell you? Streamer luck. Get fucked, everyone. What is Blood waffling about? Don't worry about it. I'm waffling about my thigh movements. I'm hypnotizing you. My skirts sway and my thighs. Arknight songs? Yes, sir. Most of these are Arknight songs. Bro, let's go. Oh, yo, I got gaming as well. That's an unexpected surprise. Now, I'm actually kind of hoping for a Dea Constellation, but I will also take the new Hot Cloud Mummy. Still, 2 4-stars and a 5-star for my first 10 pull. Let's go. Oh, it looks like it's relatively late. Ah, Kichi. Damn it. Ah, well. It is what it is. Your thighs need more movement. Oh, I mean, it's just a case of, like, I don't have my stuff set up properly. I can move my thighs more. I'm limited by my IRL chair, not by my model. It's so over. Yeah, it's disappointing, but only because it wasn't Dea. I want Dea Constellations. I'm not, like, sad about getting a Chi-Chi Constellation. If that makes sense. I'm actually not sure what constellation she is. Let's find out. That being said, Hatsune Miku. Oh, sorry, Farazan. Start with you. Kiki. There we are. Yeah, Constellation 3, that's fine. I did use Chi-Chi as a healer, though now I have Furina, like, why the hell would I ever do that? It's so over. When can my model jump? Tell you what. When I get a 3D model, which is reliant on me becoming successful enough to justify the ridiculous expense of that, I will do a jumping jack stream. Or a skipping stream. Because I definitely need to get better at skipping since I am in fact a boxer IRL. I'm not a very good one, I only spar like light to mid, but it's fun. I also get hit in the crotch a lot. I'm really tall and have really long reach, so I'm basically always punching down on people, which means when they slightly miss my stomach, they punch me in the crotch. And I really should just get a crotch guard, because it, like, completely takes me out every time. BRB, you just woke up and will now question if this is dream or reality. This, is reality. There is no pipe bomb in your walls, do not fret. Yeah, let's go cardio stream. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, and now I get to further go for my gambling addiction with the free pull. That's my favorite part of getting a new character, getting them to level 20. That's sick. Hey, look, it is what it is. Pain? Yeah, I mean, I usually get back up and box the next round, but I usually need, like, a couple minutes. Just walk off getting punched full force in the dick. And it, like, to be fair, I'm punching them in the face because I'm like a foot taller than them. And even for my height, I've got pretty ridiculous range. Like, I'm not just really tall and in a high weight class. I also have really good reach comparative to my height. So, because we just do light boxing, we kind of spar against anyone regardless of weight class. Meaning I'll be fighting someone almost half my weight and a foot shorter than me. And I just punch them in the face and like, they have to close the distance and it's super easy for me. Built different, yes sir. Is my stream resolution supposed to be smaller than my actual resolution? What do you mean? Is it cutting off? Oh, yes, it is cutting off. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Let me fix that real quick. 1 second. This should fix it. Yeah. Okay, I see what happened. There we go. Hey, thank you for letting me know. That should be fixed now. And yet, chat is in a weird spot. That's because, Genshin does this fun little thing where it doxes you. So, if I open up the menu, my user ID is hidden, meaning it won't dox me. Gotta love Chinese spyware, I mean games. That being said, I'm playing it, so... 2 Tarkuses, yes sir, when I alt-tab you get 2 of me. It's a shame, we can't quite turn to kiss each other. No self-cess just yet. Self-cess is a base tag. Yeah, you had to wrestle with people 100 pounds over you and you didn't win. Yeah, look, I feel really bad because they'll be like ridiculously good to the point where I'm struggling to hit them. But they can't protect the entirety of their head because I'm literally like T-posing over them. I have more than a foot of height and like 40-50 kilos over most of these people. And yeah, like 5, maybe 10 kilos of that is fat, the rest is pure muscle. I'm not like Giga Chad, but I'm very fit. I consider myself fat, but that's comparative to the people around me. I am very fit. You're learning a lot today? Hey man, I'm waffling. I'm always down to talk about myself, I just don't think I'm very interesting. Which leads to people thinking I'm really secretive, which in my line of work ends up being a good thing. And they're like, oh, you're doing all of this cool stuff. Like handling rocket launchers and grenades. And I'm just like, oh yeah, it was heavy. We didn't get to shoot it that often. But look, there's a lot of really fun parts about my job. And I do have cool stories, I just... Because I've lived through them, they're kind of boring to me. But when other people... it's like my trip to Japan. I went overseas for the first time. So between jobs, I was moving jobs, I got poached. Because tech is a pyramid scheme. I had a 8-day gap between jobs. So I ended one Friday, and then after a week started the next Monday. And I discovered that on the Friday. And then come Saturday, I was in Japan. So the following day, I'd booked everything I needed to. And that was the first time I realized, okay, maybe I am kind of scuffed and I kind of sometimes do interesting things. Because it was very well planned at very short notice. Let's just leave it at that. I didn't do much interesting, but I had a lot of fun. Last time you saw me on Genshin, I was not AR60. Yeah, man, I've been playing like non-stop for years. Since Sumeru. Except for like a couple days. Funny Jid in the bottom right, might want to put a PNG. Oh, does it have my UID? Huh? Oh yeah, it does. Ah well, whatever. That one doesn't dox you, that's just your user ID. That being said, yeah, not a bad idea. I will slightly shift this. Come on, play along. No. Stop being cringe, OBS. Why are you like this? Thank you for letting me know, though. So, 1 second. OBS is being cringe. There we are. Ta-da! Slightly scuffed, slightly cut off, but it's fine. You don't play Genshin, you wouldn't know. Don't worry. Yeah, you can see my UID. That being said, like, I don't really interact with the social parts of this game very often. Aside from one, like, 15-year-old who stalks me and tells me he's in love with me, which is a little uncomfortable. But it is what it is. I don't really care about stuff like that. So yeah, if you have any random stories you want me to tell, or random things to prompt me about, I probably have stories about it, I just won't think of them. I could put a picture of a metal pipe. That would, if that wouldn't take so much work, I'd absolutely do that. Well, so you know what, screw it. I will do more pulls for Cloud Retainer. I won't get her because I only have 28, but might as well dump them. Oh, that's right, I got 2 4-stars, I can go up to 30. Oh, this is the wrong one. Nope, that is also the wrong one. I am functioning at maximum brain capacity. Ra for Victoria. Yes, sir. I just looked up Victoria songs and I put the top 2. And I figured one of those is probably the one you recommended. Or someone else recommended. Haven't heard this one before. It's fun though. Hey, 4-star. Let's go. Another no- Oh, that's actually very lucky. I think that takes me to a good consolation for her. I know a lot of people struggle to get Null. So, get fucked, Null fans. This one's Sayleech thing? Yeah, I grabbed, I believe, Horn and Sayleech. Damn, Null again. She must be right up. Yeah, okay, she is. 0 IQ moment for me. Alrighty, last 10 pull. Let's see absolutely nothing. Oh, that's a surprise. Hey, Stream of Luck. Let's go. Guess I am getting Cloud Retainer after all. Damn, that is very, very rare in Genshin. The rates are incredibly low. I thought I said no. Oh, yeah, I mean, there is a chance I did. Sometimes I just, like, have a mental stroke and say the wrong words. Zambro is cracked. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Everyone out here thinking they're built different? I'm built different. Built incorrectly. The world don't know how to handle me. So it just, like, kind of throws shit at me sometimes. Still, this is exciting. This means I get another free 1 pull. Yeah! Oh yeah, let me know if you want me to put my gas mask back on again. I remembered some people really enjoyed that. I don't mind either way. So it depends, do you want to see me be expressive with my mouth as well as the entirety of my body? Or look at... Oh, ooh, I have to farm. Ah, cringe. Sad. Oh, it is what it is. That's still a free 1 pull once I've explored the new area. That's right, there's a new area. Oh, okay, maybe I do have things to do. I was just going to do my dailies. That's how tired I am. I didn't register the proper full update version. It means there's new content. It's good either way, yes sir. With all the drip straighting reams, how'd I rate my own drip? Now, I am obviously biased. Outside of the shirt, I designed basically all of this. The artist adapted it slightly, but this was, like, I didn't go for 3 necklaces, I just had 1 with the heart, and the chain really adds a lot to it. But most of this was based off of my design. That being said, they did a phenomenal job. They definitely improved my design. But I am very biased towards it. I like it a lot. I would give myself an A or an S tier. I understand if people disagree though. It's just a case of I'm appealing to my own preferences. Especially oh right, I should show off my full model. AKA my feet as well. The feet are relatively plain, but functional. You'd agree, low-key? They did such an amazing job, the art style definitely partially carries. That being said, I'm obviously incredibly biased. I am hoping to do VTuber drip ranking in the future though. I think that'd be very fun. And there's a lot of bots on Twitter, or VTweeters, who if you mention them, or do anything vaguely involving a giveaway, they'll say thank you for the opportunity, send a PNG, and then just never check in again. They don't actually pay attention or care. They just are like, oh, here's a chance for me to gain clout. Which is just, I love Twitter. Unironically, I love stuff like that. It's like, if you want to bot someone and try to scam them into buying something, do it to me. I find that shit funny. And if you get me, I won't fight it. If you manage to convince me, you earned that money. That being said, I do have like 2 genuine Twitter followers. Most of the rest are bots. The genuine one is a furry and a graphic artist. Except unlike most of the other graphic artists, they're not a bot, they're an actual graphic artist. Oh hey, I love this song. But yeah, no, I'm glad other people like my drip as well. Oh, I should lift myself slightly higher. Hey, there we go. Need my thigh highs in view. I spend a lot of time planning out these thigh highs. And the asymmetrical skirt, and the shorts. Even just the slight... let me lean this way. Even just the slight triangle there that shows off on the shorts. Very, very intentional. It highlights the thighs. Likewise, the color scheme. Yeah, there's a bit of highlight on the top of the breasts, but there's also a bit of highlight on the chain, and most of the highlight is actually my eyes. It's just at this distance. Generally, the highlights are the skin. But shoulders and face and thighs, those are pretty good highlights. I'm happy with those. I enjoy it. Yes, sir. Why do you think I love Dea so much? Well, there's many reasons, but definitely her thighs are one of them. I have her as my background on this PC so that I motivate myself to eat better. Because I've been trying to lose the few kilos of fat I need to lose. And sometimes I fail, because I don't sleep and then I just feel hungry all day. Regardless of even if I eat or not. Some days I don't eat at all. So yeah, gotta love Chronic Insomnia, but at the end of the day, it's the only life you get, and I'm having fun. That's what matters. So many people take it way too seriously. More of a midriff Joya? Hey, I mean, I've got an available midriff. Stare at the midriff, and that way you won't notice the dagger in your back. Dea also has fantastic midriff, by the way. Great abs. I definitely don't have a channel in a private Discord server about collecting art of characters I like, dedicated solely to abs. You cannot prove otherwise. A few people in this chat can prove otherwise. But given some of the other stuff in that server, they probably don't want to prove otherwise. I also have one for thighs, obviously. Goes without saying. Hello, yes, hello Crazy, you're one of the people in the other server. And anyone who's a stream enjoy, don't worry, you're not missing out on much. It is literally just like a compilation of a few thousand, mostly Arknights fan arts that I enjoy. That other people in a different Discord server I was in were like, hey, we also like Arknights fan arts, show us, old man. And I was like, okay, whatever. Man, my Ganyu is not built at all. Dea, your time to shine. Yeah, let's go. World's greatest Dea DPS, 15,000 on the first hit. Woo! I almost killed a Ruin Guard with my burst. What is that Ganyu? Oh, she got a skin recently. Unless you mean the damage, in which case, I'll show off my... Well, show off is the wrong word. I will demonstrate my artifacts in a second. Unironically, my Chevreuse is more built. And as you can see, she just did no damage. So yeah, part of the reason I selected this team is because, hey, I do a lot of really good grinding when I'm sleep deprived. So I will actually level, like, my units. And Dea is unironically my hard carry, because the rest are really bad. Okay, so, first off, amazing artifacts. Definitely not just random scraps. Like, at least, like, these aren't awful, but... They're just things that wouldn't work on other units. She used to have better ones, and then I gave them to other units. Oh, this one's level 12. Let's go. You know what? I can afford to level that. I'll take it up to 16. Let's see. Let's go crit rate. Give me crit rate. I haven't done enough gambling this stream, and that's really disappointing. Hey, Elemental Mastery! Let's go! Might be better than your Ganyu. Well, there is also this problem. Like, I have leveled her talents, it's just she has nothing else going on. Shenhe, though. As you can see, I am the world's greatest Shenhe fan. So you know what, I'm gonna go absolute big dick, take her to skill level 3. That's right, fellas. We're eating good tonight. Ganyu not built. I mean, I like Ganyu, it's just I like other characters more. So I ended up, like, grinding for them. I don't necessarily enjoy the artifact grind and what have you. Okay. Is this available today? Yes. That can be what I go for today. I'll at least ascend Shenhe's weapon. Also, I should probably give Chevreuse artifacts since I'm actually using it. God, you're tired, you'll probably die out soon. Hey, that's absolutely fine, man. Hope you've enjoyed some of this content, or some of the content in my channel in general. At the end of the day, I just hope you're having fun, whatever you end up doing with your time. The fact that some people consider just watching me do random shit fun is very, very flattering. But at the end of the day, like, please do have fun, please do rest. Do whatever you can. Enjoy your day however you want to. Whatever you end up doing, I just hope you smile. If you smile, that's good enough for me. Yeah, sure, let's go with the recommended. Ganyu's great to look at, not so much gameplay. Rest. Yeah, I know, right? Omega lol. Insomnia gang, let's rise. Oh, she... HP percent main stat. Oh, wait, no, that's right, she's a healer. She actually... Hey! The auto-deploy actually did a kind of good job. Let's go. She even has a healing set. Incredible. Got a ton of work to do tonight. Just gonna lurk? Yeah, no worries at all. Listen to my soothing deep bass in the background. And the excellent music taste of myself and my Discord server. Or don't. Either of those are your options. You can either do it or not. That being said, best of luck with your work, and hope it goes well. Whatever you end up working on, I know you'll do fine. Ooh, Lyn, what is it you want now? Oh, right, I should... Hey! This time I have something to kill your shield. Take this, Abyss Mage. Man, it's a shame Dea doesn't do any damage because her animations are so cool. I love her. World's most invested Daya fan. Didn't pull her weapon, didn't pull any constellations. Has her 10-10-10. Do you like to? Yeah, no worries, man. Though I will say, my favorite part about Daya is that she is literally immortal. She can face tank anything. Her passive heal is so ridiculous. You don't need a healer when Daya's your main tank. Alrighty, Lynn, what is going on? Collect 1 raw meats. Okay, quest complete. I always love these quests. They're very difficult and only extreme veterans like me can clear them. Is she more or less immortal than what? No. More immortal. Significantly more immortal. And I'm not just talking mind all, I'm talking in general. She can AFK kill bosses if you build her correctly. There's an artifact set that lets you deal damage based off how much you heal. As you can see, my Daya is like full HP. She was at 10,000 HP a second ago. Alrighty. Now, if I remember correctly, this domain is absolutely awful. Oh yeah, increases skill duration. Hey, we got the metal pipe, let's go! That happened surprisingly early. And then straight into the Helltaker soundtrack, hell yeah. And again, this isn't a very long playlist, it'll probably loop. If I actually do content. Oh, that's right, there's a new zone to explore. Hey! Yeah, for any late joiners, I'm running off of 20 minutes of sleep and a lot of caffeine. Let's go! I can't go to bed early because I have a German class at 8, so I kind of just have to fill the time. That being said, I was like, oh, this will be fun, and sure enough it is so far. Now I will, I'm not using this team to clear this domain. This domain is painful, regardless of what team you use, so I'll use one that's actually good. But yeah, no, Daya is incredibly immortal, it's so funny. You can clear anything, it'll just take you a while. She can even face tank a lot of the local legends, and I don't even have it built super defensively. Cutter. I can't build Cutter. My Cutter is already built in Arknights, and I can't exactly do it in Genshin. Why was I focusing on the button prompts there for a second? Yeah, gotta really focus on tapping the button 3 times and then holding it. Most skilled Genshin player in the house. Let's go, fellas. Build Kafka? I've already built Kafka. Sleep memes and fast redeploy memes. Why would I not have built Kafka? I built units named Kafka in multiple games. I built her in Honkai Star Rail, I built her in Alchemy Stars, I've built her in Arknights. You think I'm out here slacking not having built Kafka? Have you seen how cute she is and she enjoys crime? Why would I name myself South Heart Violence with the violence being murder and the heart being love if I didn't enjoy a little bit of fictional crime? Yo, let's go! Once again, streamer luck coming in clutch. First I get 2 5-stars and 40 pulls, and then this. Unironically, like the luckiest I've ever gotten in this game. So hey, maybe there is something to this whole streamer luck thing. I need to stream whenever I'm doing gambling. Also known as gacha. We're definitely not gambling addicts. No sir. I mean, it's not illegal, so there's no reason to lie about it. But like, obviously, by their nature, this kind of game preys on people susceptible to that. But at the end of the day, as long as you're responsible, it's fine. As long as you can afford it. I'm probably out of sync because there's a slight delay, but man, I love this song. How about I open your CS cases? I don't think I've ever opened a CS case. I never really got into Counter-Strike. I played it very, very briefly, but by the time I joined, like, even the quote-unquote bad players had thousands of hours. So, same as TF2, it's like, as a late joiner to that game, everyone's already so good at it that you just end up really left in the dust, not really able to have fun. Because it's like, oh, you're playing against the worst players in the game. They will insta-kill you because 1 pixel of you is showing across the map. And I don't really, like, enjoy the game enough to bother putting in all of the time to... I'm a very competitive person, don't get me wrong. But I don't enjoy the core of the game. It's a little bit clunky. Just because, like, it's really outdated. Same as Garry's Mod. Like, Garry's Mod is a really fun game. I get why people love it. But the controls just feel super clunky to me. Nothing really they can do about it. It's just a case of, for the time, they're revolutionary, but... games have gotten so much more smooth nowadays. Like, Elden Ring. I didn't actually enjoy Elden Ring compared to a lot of other Dark Souls games. But, oh boy, the movement was so ridiculously smooth. Like, that is definitely the best gameplay in terms of gameplay movement they've ever done, and it's not even close. That being said, Bloodborne best game. Cute swaying? Hey, thank you very much. I love swaying because it means I see my hips in the corner of my eyes. Sounds silly, but hey, it is what it is. I am obviously a Thai enjoyer, even for people who don't know me. So hey, just by looking at my model, you get some hint of what I'm about. Which is good, because you do not at all get to predict my voice. 300-hour gold, silver, you feel like? Yeah, exactly. It's like League of Legends. If you want to become a trash tier bronze player at League of Legends, you need like 300 hours in the game. The only reason I'm good at League of Legends is because I've been playing it since I was 13. I've been playing since Season 2. I'm an Omega Boomer. I don't play often, but I really enjoy bullying people as characters like Pantheon. And I think Mordekaiser's really cool, so it is what it is. The only fun you had in CSGO was when the lobby was half full and you play hide and seek. That does kind of sound fun. Hide and seek game modes and games are always really fun. yeah, League, lol. I'm good at League, parentheses, derogatory. I've been, gold or above since, I think, since 2014, that's right. And I think the highest I got was low diamond or high platinum, before they added emerald. But, like, I'm good enough that I will not play for a year, come back, get platinum, because that's where you get the highest tier of meaningful rewards in, like, 5 games. And then just complete my placements and dip. Or alternatively, I'll play ARAM and bully people as Jhin and Pantheon. Pantheon is so stupid. Hey dog, I heard you liked getting one-tap killed by someone who's invulnerable to reprisal. It's so much fun. It is not at all skill-based, and that's what I enjoy about it. It's just a knowledge check. LOL scares you? Yeah, I definitely get that. League of Legends is not for everyone. Like, blanket. That being said, like, a lot of people think League of Legends is a bad game. I do actually disagree with that, even if... Yeah, I'm good at League of Legends and enjoying playing it sometimes. I don't necessarily like the game, but it's very, very well balanced. They keep it very fresh by frequently changing who's super strong and who's not. And that way, the game organically changes around it. So if they massively, noticeably nerfed a character in a game with a small roster, players would really feel it. But as it stands, it's like, oh, this character's strong, so this type of character's strong. A lot of people start playing that type of character. Then you're involved in a lot of new matchups that, because there's so many characters, you haven't experienced in a while. And it makes the game feel really fresh. That being said, though, like, it's very annoying when every single one of the characters you play gets reworked. I used to be a top main, and then all 7 of the top laners I knew how to play got completely reworked. Now I play mid and ADC. And then they nerfed ADC. Stopped playing for a few months, came back and had no idea. Yeah, they make, I'm not as big of a fan of the major item changes they've been doing. I think that's not necessarily good because it makes it very confusing. But look, the game's just gotta add complexity. Because there's only so much they can do with the complexity of champions, and they've really been pushing it. Like, take a look at someone like Akshan. Oh, if you have killed anyone and he kills you, everyone you've killed respawns instantly. That is a very simplistic but complex kit that is very hard to balance a game around, when the whole point of the game is, oh, well, there's this downside called a respawn timer, and that's the only downside except gold. But that being said, like, I play League very casually, very infrequently. I'm just good enough that I can get... I'm good enough that I can bully people at the level I get to with only a few months of playing. Which means my MMR never rises beyond that, and I just get to bully people. Now, a lot of people might think that's mean-spirited, but come on, they're League players. They don't have souls. The passive in ARAM is insane. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like Pyke and his ability to heal back more than Mundo. That being said, I won't talk about League too much because I know a lot of people don't enjoy it. And I'm already playing a game I don't make content on exactly. This is already not Arknights, and I've kind of made, you know, 28 days of consecutive Arknights-themed shitposts. The champions, yeah, they can only get so complex before they stop feeling new. Sorry, it's a bit harder to mute myself without alt-tabbing, so... You might unfortunately hear some of my hay fever. I live in the hay fever capital of the world, baby. It sucks. I don't get hay fever anywhere else. It's miserable. Now, what was I oh, right. Shenhe's weapon. Yeah! I've had her, like, ready to... I think she's at level 90? I don't know. I should actually check that. I pre-farmed all of her mats, so if she's not at 90, I can get her to 90. But, like, I got her because I really like her character, and then it turns out she's a cryo buffer. And I don't have any cryo DPS. Or I do, because, you know, Ganyu. But, like, I don't have Ganyu leveled. Oh, hey! Nullmax. That's nice. Base Shenhe Enjoyer. Look, she's very tall. Need I say more? Okay, yeah, she's definitely not level 90, but I can fix that today. Yeah, I've got everything pre-farmed. Yeah, sweet. I can probably craft all that, honestly. Let's go! Another level 90. I really do just need to start, like, building the units rather than just getting them to level 90. I have been making strides to that. I've like, they're only slightly built. They're nowhere near as built as my main team, but I have gradually been building other units. It's just, it gets very boring. I enjoy the exploration. I don't really enjoy the... Not even the gameplay. Like, the gameplay looks fine, but that's not why I like it. I just like wandering around, listening to podcasts, and opening chests and solving really simple puzzles. It's fun. Shenhe has a new costume. Yeah, as of today, Shenhe and Ganyu have new costumes. And I don't usually buy costumes, but... I mean, I've got a lot of enjoyment out of this game. For free. So might as well support. Actual model, ain't no way. Yes, sir, yes, sir. The deadline was March. What is the... okay, look, I've commissioned a total of 4 pieces of art, and every single one of the artists has been absolute batshit insane, and I mean that affectionately. So to start with my model. For the quality of the model, this is insanely cheap. The art was so ridiculously cheap. They were so ridiculously quick. Then my profile picture for Twitter and Twitch, that took them like a week. They said, hey, give me 2 months, and they gave me the finished product the following week. The other one I've commissioned that isn't quite done yet, for the first music video I'm going to do for a song I've covered, they recently reached out to me saying, hey, I know the deadline is February 12th. Can you take off 5 days of that deadline? Are you fine with me doing that? Because I don't think it'll take me that long. It's like, you could just finish early. You don't need to shift the deadline. But I guess they're just addicted to the grind. So obviously I was like, yeah, sure. No worries if you run over. And they're like, thanks, sweet. By the way, I'm almost done. And then, theoretically, the person rigging my model was supposed to get me involved and get my feedback. As part of their terms and conditions, but I wasn't too fussed about that. But that being said, it was like, okay, it's been a month. There's a 3-month time period. That's a pretty good amount of time. Let me ask how they're going. Hey, is there any update on the model? Do I need to give my feedback? How are you going? And their response was, oh, by the way, it's finished. So that's why I'm here. I started streaming, I was like, oh, let me get used to streaming well before I had VTuber's model to go with it. But I do like it, and it's easy enough to be physically expressive, even though you can't really see most of the faces I'm making, because I need a lamp to shade my face, highlight my face so my phone can see it. And obviously I'm zoomed very far out, so I can hypnotize you with my thighs. Artifact grind. Yeah, it's not that bad or anything, it's just, the fun I have is just, oh hey, here's a cool new zone, let me explore it. Speaking of, oh hey, here's a cool new zone, let me explore it. Where's the zone at? Oh hey, it's reaching down to Mondstadt, that's actually really cool. Oh, it's the new Liyue zone, it connects. Okay, I'll actually explore from Liyue then. I think it'll be cooler to go from this way. What song am I covering? Should I say that? Theoretically, the cover is done in every way except for the video. The thing is, a lot of people won't have heard of the song, and I kind of want it to be a surprise. So I think I won't spoil it just yet. That being said, I know a lot of people don't care. I make meme videos, and I think I'm an alright singer. I've got a good enough ear to say I'm at least at like a 5 out of 10. I'm decent. But that being said, like, a lot of people just aren't about that, and even those who are might not like my voice. That's absolutely fine. They're still waiting for new Diab chapter. Why did you stalk my old identities? I didn't tell that to you in confidence or anything, so I don't care, but like, why did you take the time to learn enough about it that you know the abbreviation I used? That means you read it. Lamau, this clown out here reading my content that I made unedited in college. You'll check it out when it drops. Hey, thank you very much. I think people will like it. I've got a very unusual voice. I'm what's called a basso profundo. It is the deepest type of voice you can have. I can't quite get the absolute lowest on the piano, but to put it in perspective, I can reach almost as low as a full piano. The lowest notes on the piano, my singing voice gets there. My singing voice is significantly deeper than my talking voice. Oh? What's going on here? I got teleported somewhere. Ooh, new cutscene, let's go. There's absolutely nothing to do at school when the teachers take your cell phone, so why not, eh? Oh, so you read my crappy fanfiction for a web novel that you don't, like, know about. Did it even make sense? You haven't read the source material, and I didn't explain, like, half of the key world building. It wasn't even edited either. Yeah, like, that's what I mean when I say I'm a decent writer. My unedited trash is still better than a lot of people's peaks. It's the one skill I can brag about without feeling like a dick. Because it's not even something I'm super proud of, it's just like an acknowledgement of fact I'm a pretty good writer. I may or may not have not won a few international competitions, but they give rewards to, like, the top 3 runners-up, and I've won plenty of rewards. Not quite enough to get published, but definitely enough to get something. Yeah, like, damn, it's not even something, like, I'm super proud of or anything, it's just a case of, I've been doing it since I was 6, and, like with everything, practice is key. I like creating things. I mean, that's why I got into YouTube, why I'm interested to do VTubing things. I like entertaining people. And if, at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of it actually transfers. It's just, hey, do you have a fun idea? The quality matters actually a lot less than the idea. If it's a fun idea, people will put up with bad quality. If it's a bad idea and bad quality, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe not. Maybe find something else. So that was cool. I kind of wanted to walk though. Why'd they have to teleport me? Still, statue of 7 right here. Oh yay! I can get free Primo gems. That's right. I can offer to the statue. I can also the fountain. That's right. It'll have unlocked new levels, so I'll teleport there right after this. I'm all over the place today, but I'm already having. This is already the highlight of my day. I'm already having so much fun just ranting at people and listening to good music. Speaking of, thank you for the recommendations. I added all of them to this playlist. And even just the general music chilling, I've listened to all of them. I'm a very, very music-driven person. I come from a very musical household. That's why I feel comfortable saying I'm a decent singer. I'm not like Narissa Ravencroft, nowhere close. She's ridiculously good. I don't have that kind of range or consistency. I only sound good in a very narrow area. But I've got a very interesting voice, because as I'm sure everyone here can tell, I have a very deep voice. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. And not a lot of singers have very deep voices, so just by default it's... But, I mean, the downside to that is basically any modern song, I can't sing it. It's not possible. There are some songs I want to sing that sort of sound good in my voice, but I need to shift them down like 4 octaves. And it just starts sounding bad. Is the unfortunate reality of it. So it's definitely hard to find songs that I want to sing that I can sing. There's plenty of songs I sing for fun, but like, I'm talking like singing well. Or even... Well's the wrong word. I'm decent. Oh, damn it, they didn't... Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's right, that comes out in 4.5. So that just means I'll get to explore the rest of... Oh, that actually makes sense, yeah, that's right, because they expanded Liyue, they didn't expand Fontaine. So yeah, a bit of a brain-off moment for me. That being said, I really do like this new zone, I like the vibes. It's also been a while since Liyue has updated. That's definitely a puzzle of some kind. Hey, let me... Hey! Why is it shiny if I can't steal it? Oh, that's cool, it's an ore. It's a movable ore. That's very, very cool. That, do I need 3 or 2 to get my free pull? 3. 1 more. Sweet. That's actually a really cool way of innovating on ores. They haven't innovated on ore for a while. I really like that. Where's another shiny turtle? Let's not worry too much about that. Let's start unlocking the teleport waypoints. That's something I can do with Brainoff. I'm going to have so much fun. I'll get like a good 20 hours of content. Like, that's the reason I don't mind supporting games like Genshin. I'll unironically get 10 to 20 hours of content, having an absolute blast, just wandering around, exploring just the new zone. Like, I don't really care about characters. I don't really care about any of that. I don't care about the gameplay aspect. I just have so much fun wandering around, solving simple puzzles, and immersing myself in the world. Like, unironic neuron activation moment. Like, case in point there. Treasure chest, shiny. I'm gonna go get it. So true exploring was your favorite part? Oh yeah, I should clarify. Every area is 100%. When I say I explore, I mean it. And not true 100%, I didn't use a guide, so I'm inevitably missing things. That being said, like, every single area. Basically day of launch. Or when I'm working too much and can't fit it. I just, whenever I next get the chance. That includes Enkanomiya, which I speedran 8 hours after launch. And that includes the Chasm. And I'm super glad I speedrun both of these because, man, those zones are really bad. Yeah, that being said, like, neuron activation moment. Let's see how low my damage is. I'll probably end up switching to my other teams with actually built units. Oh, that's right, I was leveling Shenhe's weapon. I can definitely at least do that. Probably no use using Chevrus's ult against 2 people with fire shields. I don't think I can kill these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna do... I mean, actually, you know what? I can. I'm playing as Dea. I can kill anything. It'll just take a while. And it's not like I'm in a super rush or anything. I've got until 8. I have a hard cutoff of just before 8, but I've got an alarm set, so I don't need to worry. Because my sense of time is shot to hell. I actually ended up working 5 minutes past end of the day. Just because lost track of time. What are you doing, dumbass? He's immortal. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Okay, and that should be healing, right? Well, I mean, that makes killing this guy easier. Okay, and the other guy stepped into the water as well. Streamer luck continues. Stays winning. Yeah, he heard me. You did the entire mountain area in 2 days? Yeah. Not gonna lie, the mountain area was kind of cringe, though. The Liyue mountain area is very, very cringe. How are you not drowning? Sir? Sir. Sir, that's cheating. Maybe slightly less streamer luck. That being said, I can freeze him. Then hit him with one of these. You never see it coming. He's broken. He's standing on nothing. Man. Oh, wow. Okay, so definitely slightly buggy AI. That's fine. Oh, sweet. Okay, now this proves you... Oh, yay! The last thing I need to get my extra free pull for more gambling. Oh no, he doesn't have ore on his back. Cringe. Maybe he followed me, maybe he's the same guy. He probably is. The Liyue Mountains are a favorite. I do understand liking the aesthetic, I just found the constant up and down really, really cringe. Like, oh, let me climb to the top of a mountain, then climb to the bottom of a mountain, then climb to the top of another mountain. But no, like, end of the day, I still had fun. Dragon Spine, by the way, way easier with Dea. I've already 100%ed it, but if you haven't, Dea can out-tank the sheer cold. Like, it's not even close. So you can just ignore the mechanic entirely. It was largely due to the music? Yeah, I completely get that. Also, yeah. Alright, okay, before I swap off this team, I'll level Shenhe's weapon. And then I'll swap off this team to my actual team. I'm used to having Yelan's E to sprint at the speed of sound. Weapon. There we go. I did just unlock a teleport waypoint. Okay. I forgot to level up my circuits. That was entirely a skill issue. That's fine. I can just teleport straight back, because I just found a teleport. Sheer called hate, yeah. But it's not at all a problem once you have Dea. Her passive is way stronger. She's basically immortal. I think she's died twice since I got her. Okay, now let's go. It's one of the earlier ones, but it's obviously past all of those. Where are you? There we are, Chaos Circuits. Oh, I actually need to farm room guards. Problem for another day. Sucks to be you, future me. I'll do that when I have a particularly boring meeting that doesn't revolve around me at all. Now, let's go back to my standard team. Specifically, Yelan and Fiorina. They're very, very fun. Keqing is somehow less leveled than my Shenhe. She is a silver sword at level 70, by the way. Just in case anyone really wants some, just in case anyone felt like they needed brain bleach. Now you need brain bleach. You're welcome. Liyue's music is nice, yeah. Very, very nice. I'm pretty sure I read that before. Apologies. I am, as I've stated, a little bit all over the place today. My short-term memory is kind of bad. My long-term's still just as good as always, though. Doesn't help that I get very easily distracted by fantastic music, and this is a banger playlist full of a lot of the songs I like that aren't going to get me DMCA'd. This is the Bloodborne theme. If only Bloodborne wasn't PS4 exclusive, I would absolutely stream it. I'm kind of good at it. You wish Genshin had way more tracks that weren't orchestral? Yeah, I definitely do agree with that a lot. A lot of people love Genshin's design, and I get that. Music design, that is. I do completely get that, it's just they do need a bit more variety. Because at the end of the day, like, Arknights is a bit too much variety, where sometimes even in events they will have completely different themes. But with Genshin, outside of... because there's only 5 different zones, really, there's only 5 different music styles, which means because of how much time each zone takes, you spend a lot of time with the same songs. The Genshin fan songs are really good. Oh yeah, there's... Dude, someone, I haven't watched Chainsaw Man yet, but the ending with Power, the ending animation with Power, someone recreated that with Hu Tao for free. Just a fan artist, like completely animated. 3 minutes of music video, incredibly intensive animation, just because they really like Hu Tao. Oh, yeah. A lot of Chinese voice actors will outright just sing songs. Like Arkedo's voice actress, for example, has sung some of the official Arknights music, which is really wholesome and awesome. Hey. I like how it's a different color. It makes it harder to see, but it's fun. Kill geese. You two can live. Tell the others. Oh, that's cool. They've added currents. Hey. I love the sun so much. It used to be a nightmare because the boss associated with it is essentially the first boss of the game. So when you're new to the game, it's terrifying. But later on, like, when you face him the second time, on your second playthrough, you just stomp him. Because the entire game teaches you how to deal with his mechanics. Venti's Chinese did a really weird... Yeah. I mean, keep in mind that there's a lot of overlap. Like, it's not one-to-one, but there's a lot of overlap in regards to, like, idol interests and anime interests in other cultures, especially Japan and China. So a lot of people who go into the voice acting scene also go into the idol scene or the singing scene. Or at least are very interested. Case in point, like, a lot of VTubers. It's not just a case of, oh, well, Hololive is really successful and they are idol-style VTubers. It's a case of, well... think about the type of person who would be interested in being a VTuber. Chances are they also think singing is pretty fun. It's not everyone, but there's a reason there's an overwhelming majority of it. Plus, like with drawing, singing is one of those things most people want to do, at least somewhat, because they think it's really interesting, and they think they'll wow people. It's something where there's a very low barrier to entry, so even though this is a ridiculously high skill ceiling, people don't realize that, and they're like, oh, I'm pretty good. And that leads to some people, unfortunately, being a bit tone deaf, but I don't hold that against them. I'm in a very fortunate position, where I come from a very musical household, so even before I started training, I'd heard enough in my life that I can tell when people are in tune or not. And being in tune and in time is most of it. If you can be in tune and in time, you are better than 50% of singers. It's that easy, folks, and all of you can do it. I've got faith. So if you want to get into singing, you should. It's fun. Whether you do it seriously or just dick around karaokeing some songs in private. You wish Bloodborne was on PC? I think every single person who's played Bloodborne wants it to be on PC. It is just free money. I cannot believe Sony has still not allowed them to port it, even just asking for a cut. Like, bro, so many people would buy that day one. Like, everyone who already has played Bloodborne would still buy that. Surely it can be fixed with... Yeah. Timing and in tune can be fixed with vocal coaching. Anyone can get that. It'll take time. It'll take a few years, but anyone can get that. Some people are literally just born different. Like, some really, really famous singers have literally done no training. Literally nothing. They are unironically just built different. That being said, you can learn. Like, anyone can be a decent singer. Anyone can reach a solid 7 out of 10 in pretty much any skill. Definitely with singing. Anyone can learn to be in time, anyone can learn to be in tune. It just takes time and doing it. You haven't played it because it's not on PC. I bought a PS4 for it. I saved up like an entire year just to buy Bloodborne. And I don't regret it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So, like, really, really great game. I'm definitely biased. I think outside of a few enemies, I might prefer Sekiro in terms of gameplay loop, but in terms of like overall game as a whole, no doubt, easy clap, Bloodborne any day of the week. That being said, Sekiro's on PC, so I'm definitely planning to stream it at some stage. I won't spoil too much about that, but I have a fun idea that will... I don't know how fun it'll be as a stream, but I know it'll be a fun YouTube video. But obviously, I want it to be a fun stream for people instead, as well, rather than not instead. But hey, I don't know. I don't know how entertaining I am. I'm obviously biased against myself. I think I'm an incredibly boring person. And then I actually stop and think about the things I do, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm less boring than I think I am. Sekiro felt too short and had to turn them once. I do get that. My main problem with Sekiro is actually just that a couple of bosses really ruin the experience, like Ape. Even just the original Ape is really not a good fight. And then the remix Ape is really terrible. And that, like, massively drags it down. It's very easy. Yeah, it's like a rhythm game. It is pretty easy once you know the timings. That's why I've got to... I played it once in 2019. So I shouldn't talk too much shit. But I'm pretty good. I'll just... Like, it took me about 20 hours to clear the game 100%. Or not quite 100%. I never quite maxed out the skill trees because that takes... It's literally just hours of grinding. And I don't use the skills anyway. So yeah, I'll see how much of that has stayed. I have bought it on PC because it was on sale for a ridiculously cheap price. I'm not tech savvy enough to figure out how to record my PS4. Plus, I don't think I only have one internet slot, and Australian internet lamau. So, it is what it is, fellas. But yeah, that being said, like, Sekiro is still very much it's a skill-based game more so than the rest of the franchise. But it's very much still a case of, if you have certain knowledge, you can trivialize certain parts of it, which makes it way, way easier. And yeah, I do get why people think Sekiro is the best game. I can understand that perspective. I just personally think Bloodborne all the way, even though there are some really shit zones. It is fantastic. What server am I in? I am in Asia, good sir. If you ever want to co-op in Genshin, you are more than welcome to. I can hard carry you. I got insanely lucky with Furina. She is C6. I did like 200 pulls. I could have won the lottery with those odds. So yeah, definitely like my entire life's luck stat gone, but it is what it is. Guardian Ape is fine. I disagree with Guardian Ape being fine. It's too long of a fight, it's too much of an endurance fight. Especially because the Terra mechanic, if you're not aware of it ahead of time, is just very easy to be an instant kill. That being said, it's definitely not as bad as the second fight, where, hey, I hope you like fighting both of them at the same time. This is a two-phase boss, and you get to fight both phases simultaneously. You just got home from school, so you're installing the update. Yeah, I pre-installed it. I wasn't expecting to play today, but I didn't sleep. So I actually forgot it updated today. I was thinking I'd just log in and do my dailies. And just, like, wander around talking. Because, like, case in point, I haven't really done much, but I've certainly had a lot to say. I get very, very chatty when I have no brain power. And let me tell you, I can tell the different levels of tired I am by how well my brain is operating. Some days I get, like, no sleep and I'm absolutely fine. Some days it's, a little less fine. Today's definitely on the less fine spectrum, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't exactly just force myself to sleep better. I would if I could. Oh man, so many people have told me that. Hey, have you tried sleeping better? Hey, have you tried this really simple trick that'll definitely fix your sleep schedule? Yes, I have. I appreciate the thought. But hey, have you tried sleeping? Is not a good fix to chronic insomnia. Man, Navia looks like Swire. Yeah, I know, right? That being said, Swire's been in Arknights for a long time. So, it's really a shame. You'd think Mihoyo would have sued Genshin by now. Oh, that's how I feel about Palworld. I have no interest in Palworld. But man, like, so many people are overreacting so much about it. It's like, look, if Nintendo had a case, do you think Nintendo would have sued them by now? Because I think they would have. Nintendo sues fan tournaments. Oh, did I say Mihoyo would have sued Genshin? Yeah, why hasn't Mihoyo sued the Genshin team? They literally stole their entire game. Like, think about it, bro. Thought of the day. These used to be so scary, Lore Chills. Now I just insta-kill him with Yelan. Imagine needing interact with the shield mechanic. Might as well grind S stages? Yeah, absolutely. I haven't done those. I have them planned for tomorrow. And I definitely don't want to do them while I'm brain off day. While I'm brain off, like today. Not because I think I'll have any particular difficulty. It's just I'll make a lot of frustrating mistakes. And I've been playing Arknights long enough that I'm pretty solid at it. Like, I'm by no means the world's best player, but I just have enough general knowledge that I can brute force a lot of new mechanics. Which is just like with anything, it's like the same as singing. I'm a decent singer because I've been singing in a long time. I reckon anyone in this chat can be a better singer than me. Though I do have a very interesting voice because of how deep it is. SL 3 to 5 is pretty tricky. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I love a good challenge. I don't like it at the time. I get very, very easily frustrated and I start getting madge. But that'll be good content if it happens, and if it doesn't, I'll be fine. So really, it's a win-win. Either you guys get to see me get absolutely furious in a comic way, because I can be quite funny when I'm angry. It depends how I'm feeling that day. And also, it's quote-unquote anger, not actual anger. I can count on one hand the number of times I've been angry in my entire life. And all of them were when I was younger. I don't really feel anger. Hashtag trauma gang. I'm going to stream it tomorrow? Yes, sir, yes, sir. I am streaming the last event stages, all 5 of them, tomorrow. I will be doing it about the same time as today, just like roughly this time, pretty much. Because I get off work and then I can just hop straight on. Because I work from home, baby! Yeah! Not gonna lie, like, a company is trying to poach me for 2 times my current salary, but they're in office. So I'm unironically considering not even applying. Because I like it that much. Like, not having to go into the office is so fucking amazing. That being said, though, I am almost certainly still going to apply, because 2 times my salary is ridiculous. I'm a very frugal person. I spend some money on gacha games, but that's like my only... That and boxing are my only expenses. I will bike ride rather than drive most places, because it's cheaper. I cook my own meals, because it's healthier and cheaper. For a long time, I wouldn't even like buy myself a $1 chocolate bar if I wanted it, because that's a waste of money. I've gotten better at that. But, like, I've been saving... I mean, even now, when I get my paycheck, the first thing I do is I put 70% of it into savings. And then I usually put most of the remaining 30% into savings. It's just that 30% will cover my expenses. Except for, obviously, like, really big expenses. Sometimes I'll need to withdraw from savings for that. What job do we do? I work in the pyramid scheme that is known as IT. I'm not a very good coder, but I work in an incredibly niche application. Niche to the point of there are a total of 7 people in my city who can use it to any degree. So even though I'm relatively new... and by the way, like, whatever salary you're thinking, insane tech salary, I'm definitely below that. I'm not American. Entry-level American tech workers will earn more than me. Just comparative to other Australians, like, I think I'm in the top 20% of earners, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And I feel a lot of respect for other people who are doing harder jobs for less. I have no idea why they pay so much. But yeah, like, whatever standard you're setting it to with American tech, I earn much, much lower than that. I just count my lucky blessings and don't take it for granted. Just don't quit since half the Aussie workforce... Yeah, the entire Aussie workforce is going to be gone. I mean, look, this company, like, I didn't even ask for this salary. I was quite content on 80k AUD a year, and then I got poached. And it was a pretty significant bump up of that. How I wish every time you get allowance it goes into food or gacha games. I mean, look, that's the wonderful part about having a job, even if it's just a casual job. Even if you're just like, oh, well, yeah, it'll suck, but once a week I will work in a kitchen or work as a waiter like I did when I was going through school. Well, hey, now I want to buy something, I can. Of course, for me, I did it so that I could buy things, and then I was like, well, it's not worth spending money on myself. I'll just hyper-focus on increasing the number in my savings account. And to a degree, that's... to a degree, that's worked off, because, I'm in a position where I can afford to purchase a 1-bedroom apartment. After 7 years of saving. Gotta love the Australian housing market. I save the majority of my paycheck, live incredibly frugally, and I'm in a relatively high percentile of the Australian population in terms of income, and I can afford a 1-bedroom apartment after 7 years. Gotta love the current state of housing in the world. And even then, it'll take me like fucking 20 years to pay it off, by the way. Inflation, yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is. You only get one life, and it's very, very important to me, having privacy. That's why I've, like, some of the jobs I've done in the past, let's just say that... How should I put this without giving away too much? Accommodation and meals are free, and the work conditions are really, really bad. But the benefits and the pay kind of make up for that. So I decided, hey, I'll do a few years in that, and save a lot of money, because I will essentially be unable to spend money. Because that's how bad the working conditions are. And then I will have a lot of money saved for a house. And yeah, it worked out for me. You feel like buying a house right now in this age is impossible? Yeah, I definitely get that. Like, the amount of your savings, or your income you'd need to save straight away is just so prohibitive for most people. Like, I'm saving a lot of my salary For Australia, I'm earning a ridiculously high salary, and I've had no expenses, really, for quite a few years. And I can afford a one-bedroom apartment. Like, it's really messed up. My model isn't the same as my profile picture, who am I? I'm tempted to change that, especially because I drew my current YouTube profile picture and it's kind of bad. I have gotten better at art though, so I'm kind of hoping I'll be able to draw my own profile picture again. That being said, I did commission a professional profile picture. So I'm just like, I'm not fully sure if I want to change it, because I think that'll confuse some people. They'll be like, oh, who the hell's this? But at the end of the day, I probably will. Especially now that I'm planning to use my VTuber model. Now that I have it, I'm definitely planning to use it. And I don't really expect to do like a debut or something. I don't think anyone would show up. I don't think I can make a debut interesting. I don't mean that I'm very appreciative of people being here and finding this entertaining. I just mean I can't actually think of an idea that would make a debut fun. Except, like no one really cares about my lore. Yeah, I could write something that'd be fun for 5 minutes, but I couldn't write something that would be fun for half an hour. And if it's shorter than half an hour, why not just make a video if I want to down the line? I'd rather just make fun content than, like, stress over something that's really making it about me rather than making it about the content and trying to let everyone else have fun. That's why a lot of people stay in the family house. Yeah, it is basically a way of living to stay with family, and a lot of people can't even afford to move out. And a lot of the time, the most messed up thing is that rent is more expensive than mortgage payments. So it's just a case of, can you save a deposit? Yeah, okay, now you're saving money. Because the entire expenses of having a house or mortgage cheaper than rent. Which is just like, bro, what are they doing? Why do you hate young people? I'm a bit of an old crone. I feel so bad for the generations beneath me. Not beneath me, that's definitely the wrong word. Who came after me. I'm not throwing shade saying you guys are inferior. No, far from it. I'm definitely on your side. Especially, like, US is pretty bad. Australia and Canada, I believe, are the worst in the world. But I could be wrong on that. They're definitely the worst in, like, the major Western nations. In terms of, median income versus median housing prices. Beneath you. No, you're not beneath me just for being a different generation. Unless you want to be beneath my boots, or sandwiched between my thighs while I crush your head like a watermelon. Those are okay. Random expenses in the US are crazy. Yeah, but, like, obviously, like, I'm not... Obviously, in my opinion, the US's overall economy is worse. But that being said, like, entry-level tech jobs in the US are still $100,000 a year in a lot of cities. And yeah, you guys have way worse random expenses, like hospital bills. Our university is really insanely expensive. Compared to the US, it's basically dirt cheap. It's free. It's like, oh no, you have to pay $10,000 to get a degree. That's still ridiculous. It's just comparative to the US, it's basically nothing. But yeah, every country has its own combination of flaws and advantages. So it's really just the RNG of life. That being said, like, we're in a Western nation with the internet. I definitely feel lucky to be alive in the time period we are. Even compared to, like, kings, unironically kings, in a lot of the medieval period, we have a nicer and higher standard of living. Just in general, like, all of us. Not literally all of us, but the overwhelming majority of us. And that doesn't mean there aren't problems to our world, but, like, it just means there are some things that we take for granted a bit, like air conditioning. I especially appreciate air conditioning living in Australia. Likewise, heating. Castles were very notoriously bad at heating and air conditioning. No comment as a Filipino guy. I mean, if you're Filipino, you should just be doing a remote job for the US and living like a king, because the lowest paid US tech job is enough to buy, like, a house every year. From what I understand of the comparative currency conversion. Hospital bills, you don't even get treated without insurance. Yeah, man. Gotta love the US medical system. You have to go to an, and it's specific doctors at specific hospitals. Otherwise, you have to pay the full cut. And like, oh man, the US insurance market is so ridiculous. Oh, you're only covered at specific hospitals and only specific doctors in those specific hospitals. Oh, my model broke. There we are. Your plans after grad? Ay, yep, so true. Ay, Filipinos! Let's go. I'm definitely considering moving to somewhere in Indonesia or, like, the Filipinos, just if I ever want to retire. Because, man, your guys' currency is so comparatively low to places like Australia or the US that it's like, if I can save up $500,000 Australian dollars, that's like live like a king in Indonesia for years. Yes, actually, Garbage Man in the US is a fucking rich guy because the sheer difference in... Yeah, like... I mean, for example, Fiji. Fiji is a very popular Australia tourism destination because it's really, really close to Australia. And it's really... You get really high-quality meals and accommodation. And a lot of people, that doesn't make sense, but... What is a 3-day stay in a hotel for an Australian? It's like 400 AUD. That is an entire month's salary for a lot of people in Fiji. So, it's like if you... It's a lot of money. It's just, it doesn't feel like a lot to us because our currency is so comparatively strong and our wages are so much higher. 20 US dollars? Yeah, like, there are some places in the world where you can unironically live off of, like, $6 US a week. Like, probably not comfortable living, but you couldn't afford to eat rice in the US for $6 US a week. That being said, in other countries, you absolutely can. So, there are definitely opportunities to live at much higher means than you think are possible, if you're willing to move countries, which not everyone is willing to, which I completely understand. I am happy to be in Australia. Yeah, but 20 US dollars, like... So if you can, absolutely try to get a remote tech job. I mean, that's why so many... there's the meme of the call centers always being Indian. That's because comparatively the currency conversion, and it's not even that extreme compared to a lot of the Philippines. Sorry, I took a very loud gulp of water, and I knew it was going to be loud, so I muted myself. You do be living in 45 degrees Celsius, you still drink coffee. I can't comment, I did the same today. Though mine was in unbranded energy drink that definitely isn't gamer subs. Which, not gonna lie, I generally hate energy drinks, I do actually kind of like gamer subs. It's a very light taste, and I'm immune enough to the caffeine that I don't get any negatives for it. Sometimes I just really want to drink things that aren't water, and if I don't have something like this, I will end up just buying soda. So, hey, it is what it is. This has worked out for me, even if it won't work out for everyone. But yeah, no, like, the weatherman. I am shirtless and in just shorts, and I am sweating like crazy, and I've got a fan on. I have to stream shirtless because I tend to start overheating when I talk a lot. Just because you get excited and your heart rate lifts. So yeah, like... Definitely, this attractive female anime character is definitely shirtless for real, you guys. I will say though, I do not have a naked toggle. I know some people do. The only part of my clothing I can remove is my jacket and my gas mask. So there will never be a naked stream, even if I was the type to do that, which I'm not, because I'm asexual. Kind of ironic, but a VTuber man talking about expenses while playing a gacha game. Hey look, I'm self-aware. I mean, I've made many jokes about us all being gambling addicts, haven't I? That being said, like... End of the day, there's lots of things people waste their money on. I'm fully aware that gacha games are me wasting my money, but it's something I enjoy, so... And I don't spend, like, crazy amounts, I'm still a very, very frugal person. But yeah, don't forget, VTuber man with a sexy anime girl VTuber model. Gambling is life. Look, gambling is fun, as long as you gamble responsibly. Then it's not fun. If you're like, hey, I have a spare 20 bucks, I haven't gambled for 6 months, I'll do a bit of betting on the local horse race, whatever. But don't ever take out a loan to gamble, please. Ever. It is not worth it. You won't win big. It's just, like, likewise, don't ever go to a poker machine. At least, those are more rigged. If you're going to, like, sports betting or whatever, or actual poker, you can at least theoretically win money because you influence the outcome. Don't ever go to the pokies. They are unironically mainly used for money laundering. It's a serious problem in Australia. You're the opposite. What, you're a degenerate gambler? Or you're a female with a male VTuber model talking about gacha games? Isn't gambling... Yeah, gambling in Australia is awful. And I don't mean, like, in terms of rigged, I mean in terms of how many people do it and how prevalent it is. Unironically, in Sydney, if you go to a casino, most of the pokey machines are used for money laundering purposes for rich people. So don't hang around pokey machines for extended periods of time. You don't want to meet the kind of people who will end up approaching you. Your gambling addiction is strictly on games, that's wonderful. If you're going to have a gambling addiction, do it in games, because there's no chance of you trying to win back your money. When you buy pulls in Genshin or Arknights, there's no chance of, oh, I pull a 6-star, I get a refund. So you're less likely to completely ruin your life. Because, like, at least that you'll only end up spending all of the money you have in the worst case scenario, rather than going into debt. So, the worst case scenario is at least salvageable. That being said, I highly recommend having a spending limit, whatever's comfortable for you, and stick to that. Especially when you feel like, oh no, I can afford a little bit more. That's a slippery slope. But look, I'm not your dad. Gamble responsibly if you choose to, whether that's gacha games or actual gambling. You have pretty strong opinions? Yeah, a lot of people do. I don't blame you for them. I'm generally quite against gambling. I just also... I mean, clearly I'm a gacha player. I enjoy the act of gambling. I just do it very, very responsibly with very, very small sums. And under the assumption that this is an activity I'm paying for, rather than, oh, I could make money off of this. But yeah, like, my recommendation with gambling is don't. 99% of gamblers stop before they win big, so they should have kept going and removed legislation. True! Is that how you got your Australian citizenship way? Because if you didn't, you just got it. Big gambling is going to be sponsoring you any second now. Mio, you agree? I'm going to assume you agree with Wei and that most gamblers stop before they win. Remember, never let your gambling addiction beat you. You're always one pull away from making back all of your money. And yeah, in case anyone can't tell, because I know some people aren't good at picking up sarcasm, that is sarcasm. Just worth noting, because some people very not good at sarcasm, I've noticed on the internet. Hopefully it comes across better with my tone of voice. But yeah, the puzzle mechanics, definitely well animated. Relatively simple. This is a fun new zone. And it's, again, easy enough that I can brain off, which is the most important thing for me. Can I just switch off, watch a podcast or something, and clear the entire zone? Yes, sir, I can. Though I'm making some absolutely insane progress, as you can tell right here. But no, I'm having fun. And hopefully you guys are having fun watching. This probably isn't the kind of thing I'll normally do. I'd much rather, like, make a proper show out of it. Have some really fun content for you to enjoy. But hey, sometimes random stuff can also be fun. And this is definitely a lot less filtered than I'll usually be. Because the sleep deprivation. Let's go! But no. I'm having fun and hopefully you're having fun. Oh, and yeah, to anyone who, speaking of gambling, to anyone who's pulling for Cloud Retainer, best of luck to you. I do hope you get lucky and you don't need to wail out. The next character I want is Arlecchino, so I'll probably be... I mean, I honestly really rarely spend on Genshin. If you don't care about most of the characters, you save up so many pulls so quickly, it's actually kind of nuts. If you 100% the zones, that is. Obviously, like, if you just do dailies, you won't save up many pulls, but, like, I'll regularly go, get, like, 70 pulls by the time the next character I want comes around, which is enough to have a decent chance of getting them, even though obviously it's nowhere near 100%. Yeah, you're thinking of making a program called BLBLBLBWB? Betting, bet lose, bet lose, bet lose, bet lose, bet win. So you're thinking of making an unregulated casino. Now, that is either fraud or based, and it's hard to tell which. It depends how successful you are. Removes poverty. Yeah, remember, gambling is always rigged. If you ask the nice man in the back alley, they'll tell you what to bet on. Especially if you show that you're carrying a lot of cash and have no means of self-defense. It's the same as with airlines. If your flight ever gets cancelled, remember, every airline has a secret fleet of backup planes that's only available if you're really mean to a low-level service employee. You're actually enraged at the caster sheets? Yeah. Outside of them, I think this event is actually pretty fun. But they are way too strong. They do too much damage, they attack too quickly, and they're arts, so there's, like, tough shit. Even if you have Nightingale, eat shit. Especially since they're multi-target if they're in the fog. Outside of that, I really do like the pink fog this event. It's just for specifically the sheep, they need to be slightly nerfed. If they were nerfed, this would be a much better event. But that being said, I'm still having fun with the event, but that's because I'm boomer enough that I don't need to engage with the mechanic. The first time I actually figured out what the pink fog did was when I was doing a meme run. Because up until then I hadn't needed to. The power of being a boomer. Just like IRL, it massively tilts things in your favor. They literally yeah. I already read that, apologies. Sorry, it looked like it was new and my brain just stopped for a second there. Okay, I think that's enough Bloodborne music. One second, let me swap to a non-Bloodborne song. Ah, I see how this happened. Okay. No, that makes sense, that makes sense. So, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what gives me the shaded eyes. I forgot I set the hotkey to multiple things. Yeah, so it auto-played to something else. Let's put on some Guilty Gear music. Actually, I like it like that. I'll leave it shaded for a little bit. Don't want in-game music? It's more just, Genshin music I find I really enjoy sometimes, and I really don't like other times. And when I'm tired, I generally get a little bit frustrated with it. The stage isn't that difficult when you figure out what ops to start with, but it's really annoying. Yeah, that's how a lot of Arknight stages go. That's why the boomer advantage is so strong in Arknights. It's like, if you can figure out certain key mechanics, you can absolutely just ignore the actual mechanics. But when you don't know the key mechanics, you have to deal with them and the brand new special event mechanics that are really frustrating. I love this song. This was the only song my friend showed me that got me convinced to play Guilty Gear with him. Ian can't read? Yes, sir! I have the rare, incredibly SSR buff called Capable of Reading. And that's why I'm a god tier Arknights player, literally unparalleled. I'm the GOAT, I'm the only one who can do it, no one else can match me. That being said, I won't get too cocky, because we literally have an Arknights professional here. Literal tournament winner. That's why you like IS, since you're forced to adapt strategy. That was why I liked IS-2, because you could just use whoever. IS-3 does force you to, like, actually think and strategize. Which makes it cringe, because it means I can't use Dagda. I can't clear the entire thing with just Angelina's S1. And that's why Tex Alter isn't... Yeah, there are definitely some units who, they just combine too many niches to the point where it becomes non-fun. Oh! that was a puzzle? I'm just trying to grab the bird eggs, I just misclicked. I'll take it. You never like roguelikes? Yeah, they're not for everyone. That being said, like, it is very impressive that they made a pretty fun additional game mode. Like, they added an additional game to their game when you think about it. But that being said, like, yeah, it's a tower defense. Absolutely it won't be for everyone. No shame at all in that. I love this song so much. But yeah, no, they've tried again with other game modes. Experimental ones like Pinch Out. They just usually fail. Or the Reclamation algorithm. I hope they improve that, because at its core, that's a really fun idea. It's just really bad. The way they've executed it is so anti-fun, it's unbelievable. Let me wander this way, actually. Yeah, I reckon that'll probably be my goal for today. Unlock all the teleport waypoints. Oh right, I also need to do my dailies. I completely forgot I have daily quests, or did I already do them? I don't think I did. You feel like you try the stages and they're fun at first, but they get, the roguelike... IS-2 was a lot better for it, because you could be a lot more varied in your operators. IS-3 is a lot more restrictive on who you can use. Reclamation algorithm, though, if that's the one you're talking about, yeah, it was fun at first because it's a fun concept, but, like, by your third playthrough, you're literally just wasting time because you have to explore the same nodes again, and nothing's changed and you don't need any of the resources. And you just have to consume the time to try and maybe get the new encounter. Like, it was just poorly balanced. Oh, yeah, IS, that's why you concluded you don't like the concept of a roguelike. That is absolutely more than fair. Definitely depends person to person. Where are the others? Probably up here. Yep, sweet. I like some roguelikes. Like, for example, I really enjoyed Hades. And I did enjoy IS-2, but I didn't really like IS-3. They've definitely improved it. Like, props where it's due. They have massively improved the game with the additions they've made. Like, it is noticeably and significantly better with the changes they've made since its launch. So, props where it's due. They have they have improved it. The installing is done time to pull. Hey, good luck, good luck, good luck! Hope you get Cloud Retainer and or Gaming, depending on who you want. Why are you two? Oh, this is cool. A little boss fight. Right as Cell's theme kicks in. Oh, no, this isn't Cell's theme. Now, do I need to look? No. I do really like the local legends things they've been doing. It's a really fun way to organically add extra bosses that feel really fun. Like, Fontaine really knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. IS-2 actually is fun, you don't feel... Yeah, like, IS-2 is varied enough that you can play with anything, so it feels a lot less... A lot of roguelikes have the problem of you end up... It's optimal to play a certain way, so you end up playing that way always. IS-2, it's loose enough that you can just play however you want to, and you'll still be able to succeed. Not everyone, and not on your first try, naturally, but you will get there. That's why you had it max at 2 accounts. Giga chat. Yeah, that's how a lot of people felt about IS-1. They were so mad when it was a permanent game mode and it ended. Okay, so yeah, that was just a little fun mini event there. Now let's speed. You go back. IS-3, yeah, like... IS-3, for example, the only defender... There are 2 defenders. There's Spot and there's Horn. Everyone else is a waste of resources. And that's just kind of how IS goes with IS-3, which is disappointing. A lot of people who enjoyed IS-2 didn't like IS-3 nearly as much, and I'm also one of them. So I'm definitely biased against it. It definitely did remove part of what made IS-2 fun, which is how free it was. Which is just, like, it is inevitable. They had to change it up. They made some really good additions. But they, like, even just the fact of the instant default promotions, for example. Now it's a random assortment of characters who are pre-promoted, not pick whoever you like. The next 4 banners and Arknights, isn't it Typhon, then 2 relatively bad ops meta-wise, and then Degenbreaker? I believe. The next, oh yeah, not counting reruns, obviously. I generally ignore reruns because I have every character. I've been playing since launch, and the game's pretty generous with currency. That being said, I did get lucky on a few of the limited banners, and less lucky on others, and had to swag a little bit on the others. But I don't expect to be judged here. We're all degenerate gamblers. We're all gacha players. Only problem... Yeah, the squads in IS-3 as well. Like, even if the other squads were just balanced better, it'd be fine. But as it stands, it's like, on higher rarities, the only squad, effectively, is the one that decreases the cost by 1. Because why would you take anything else when you can decrease the cost by 1? It's just so ridiculously strong comparatively. Especially, like, the pre-promotion in IS-2 still had value, but because it's random, you can't build around it. It's like, oh well, all of the units you got pre-promoted this time are units who are E0 level 1. Congrats, you can get them default to E2 max, where they're still E0. It's like, wow, thank you, Arknights, that's really useful. I get to use my E0 Snow Sand instead of Gladia. It is what it is. But yeah, like, the IS-2 squads were definitely stronger, unfortunately. Okay, before I forget again, I will start by doing my dailies. Because otherwise I will go to bed and miss them. And I'm already in Genshin, so I might as well. Mind Over Matter is very good now. Yeah, like, now there's 2 squads. There were 5 squads in the previous one. Update for new pools? Oh, how'd it go? You lost to I lost to Chi-Chi, but then I had an extra 20 pulls and I got very lucky. So hey, it's not done yet. You still have a chance. Unless you're saving for someone else, in which case continue saving for them, like if you're an Arlecchino enjoyer like me. Which, you know, white hair, black hair, wearing a suit, and wants to kill you. Come on. Look at the VTuber model in front of you, and tell me the fact that that is like a checklist of my interests is a surprise. I will suspect you're lying. Still, look, end of the day, like, it always sucks to lose the 50-50, especially if it's someone you really want. But John isn't, unless you've already got a C6, John isn't the worst option. You could have gotten Chi-Chi. Or Diluc. A lot of people also dislike Dea. But obviously I'm biased towards Dea. I'm a Dea enjoyer. If she was stronger, she would be on my main team. Whoops. Note to self, you need to glide that one. You have all Geo females aside from Noel on Triple Crown. Ayy. Navia is actually the first Geo character I like. I am usually really not a big fan of Geo or Claymore, which is why it's such a surprise that I like Navia. She's the first Claymore user I enjoy and the first Geo character I enjoy. So hey, just gameplay-wise, not in terms of personality. Obviously, I like Ito's personality, he's very funny. Even if he's discount set from League of Legends. I forget how much fun music is when you're sleep deprived. It is unironically the only thing that can get me through the day a lot of the time. You're a big fan of Geo aside from the Geo males. I have a friend who would want to shank you IRL if you said you dislike Albedo. That being said, I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of Albedo. I do get why people like him, he's just not my kind of thing. Alright, what's up next? This one. And yeah, I'm almost done the Sumeru daily missions, actually. I just have a little bit of Garcia's pay-in left. And then I'm done. But I'm in no rush, because all the Fontaine ones haven't even come out yet, so I'm sure I'll get bored of Fontaine missions eventually. I am done Inazuma, Liyue, and Mondstadt, except maybe some hidden achievements, but all of the world quests, which is the main thing, because it bugs me. It's almost 4 years and your Null is C5. I got my Null to C6 today. I got the last 2 I need. Take that, streamer luck, get demolished. I did 40 pulls and got 7 6-stars and 2 5-stars. That being said, I'm sure I will suffer the consequences. Luck is all a scale, it balances out in the long run. You only get lucky in the short term. Gao decided to get recruited by Genshin before. Oh, I take it you missed Swire Alta then? You'll get her eventually, at least she's not limited, I don't think. How long am I going to stream? I have a hard cutoff of an hour from now, where I will need to dip to a German class. Honestly, given how little time it feels like has gone by, I will probably stream until then. That being said, there is a chance I will run out of things to do and just dip. But I will probably be here for about another hour. 103 rolls, no lucky, yeah. Oh, I feel so bad. One of my friends, he joined on a limited banner. He did a total of 130 pulls, he got 1 6-star total, and then he lost all of the pity because it was a limited banner. That was his first banner. But look, at the end of the day, he's still playing the game, he's a Siege enjoyer, so as a result, I'm a Siege enjoyer as well. He's the only IRL friend I have who plays Arknights. You got all the -1 deep lead duplicates? Ayy. Also, wait, so you're saying you maxed out your Aya and didn't get a single Swire? Rip, man. It's not funny that you did 180 pulls in the Navia's banner and Swire never came home. That is very unfortunate. I'm only jokingly mocking you. I'm not actually mocking you. I hope you get lucky. End of the day, I want you to be happy. But, while it doesn't translate across to a lot of other cultures, with Australians, if they're not making fun of you, that means they don't value your company, for most people. It's a really weird thing where essentially just making fun of someone is a way of showing you're their friend and you care, if that makes sense. But obviously only to a certain point. Like, it's a very fine line. It's the same reason the C word that lots of Americans find super offensive. That is a compliment in a lot of cases for a lot of Australians. Pretty sure Tarkus isn't a VTuber, the character here, whoever it is, nice thighs. Hey, that is South. What's up, South Assassin? I do it for the love of the craft, not because I need the money. You're eating L since the Chubai banner, dude. Oh, that sucks. It will balance out eventually. It's an unfortunate thing about human psychology and the reason gacha games are so effective, which is we value the perception of losing something a lot more than we value the memories of gaining something. So when you get lucky on average, like a little bit lucky, like say a 50% chance of winning, you win 6 out of 10. You'll feel like, oh, that's normal. You won't notice that you got lucky. Oh, sorry, I accidentally pulled the chat to the wrong screen. But when you get slightly unlucky, like for example, if you used Nyan in your base to make 4 byproducts, even though it's a 20% chance of making a byproduct and you only did 4, you'll feel like, oh, well, on average, every 3 you get one. So why didn't I get one? You kind of get the concept. Yeah. Yeah, the Aussie humor, it definitely isn't other countries. It's just nowhere near as prevalent in Australia, where it's essentially the way to show your friends is to rib them. Like, if you're not ribbing your mates, you're not mates. If you don't know everyone's deepest, darkest secrets so that you can better insult them, are you really friends? But that has its problems as well. Like, even by the modern day standards of increased loneliness, Australia has that a lot more. Because as soon as you start losing social skills, people being jokingly insulting to you as a way of bonding, you might actually take offense to that and then not seek them out in the future. Pretty sure that's... Yeah. Aussie man tactics, that's just how... It's a national show of friendship. Yes, sir. It's not just me. It's my entire country. But yeah, like, absolutely. That's a great way of putting it. If one of your friends trips and eats shit on the ground, before you help them to their feet, you're definitely laughing at them. If you're immediately like, oh my god, are you okay? Are you really friends? Obviously, you ask them that after you help them up, but you definitely laugh at their expense first. National, worldwide, yeah. But more so in Australia. Like, obviously it's a spectrum. People are essentially the same wherever you're from, despite the difference in culture. But like, everyone has a little bit... It's like generally speaking, Japanese people will litter less, because there's a lot stricter anti-littering stuff in Japan than Australia or the US. Likewise, generally speaking, Aussies... We're essentially raised, all of our friends will be making fun of us in a friendly way, and we're just... it's how we show affection. So if an Aussie is ever taking the piss out of you and you actually start getting offended, it's about a 50-50 chance of them actually being mean to you, or them actually just trying to say, hey, we're friends now. But the downside is that makes us look like insufferable jackasses to the rest of the world. You're my best bud, you piece of shit. Yes, sir, yes, sir. My IRL friend who's into Arknights, we've been friends since primary school, so like almost 20 years now. Longest running friend I've ever had, only one I've had close to that long. But most of the time, the way we bond together is we'll just go for a walk around a nearby mountain that's close to both of our houses. And for the first hour of that, we'll just be insulting each other. Or dropping funny one-liners we think of in the context. One of the favorites of his that I still remember and laugh at is, "That is as radical as my political views." He doesn't have radical political views, but in the context it was very, very funny. Obviously it loses a bit when you explain it and use it out of context, but it's all just about quick wit. And that's why I can generally hold a pretty good conversation. Because I've had a friend for a long time, and we do a lot of banter. And at the end of the day, like with most things, practice makes perfect. That being said, streaming is definitely a skill I'm far from perfect at, and definitely getting better at. But hopefully I'll continue to get better. But yeah, content creation, singing, everything is just a skill. Everything you can practice, get better at. Anything you want to learn, I can guarantee you can get to the top 50% unless you have a severe physical deformation that prevents you. For example, if you want to play basketball and you're 4'2", probably you can't get to the best 50% in the world, let's be real. But outside of things like that, yeah, absolutely, you can do it. But yeah, so if you ever meet an Australian friend, they will gaslight you. We've been gaslighting since before gaslighting really was a word. Like before it became pop culture of it means they're lying to you and trying to trick you. We have been gaslighting well before that. I mean, I'm sure many of you have heard the jokes about drop bears. If you don't know, drop bears are a subspecies of koala that we pretend are safe just to really mess with foreigners. But like in actuality, if you walk by a drop bear, their name is drop bear for a reason. They'll drop on you and they will generally maul you. And they actually, because of just Aussies know how to deal with them, they're unironically more aggressive to non-Aussies. Because when they hear it, they can recognize different accents of different people. And when they hear an Aussie accent, they've just over the years learned that we know how to deal with them. So while a lot of Aussies will tell you, oh, that's a joke, and like mess with you and try, like, because it's not like you'll be super injured or anything, you're not going to be in major danger. Just know that they are messing with you a bit if they tell you drop bears aren't real. It's kind of our national pastime. Are you thinking of streaming single players? Yeah, definitely. I'm planning to next week, because there'll definitely be a bit of downtime in Arknights. Because obviously they have a dead week between events. I have a lot of games I want to play, and I don't play games often. And it's just a case of, do I think I can make them fun more than anything? For example, Age of Empires 2. That game was my childhood. I want to replay the Age of Empires 2 campaign, the entirety of it. That being said, I don't think anyone would enjoy that. So that is very much an offline game. But things like Sekiro, I have a few ideas for how I think I can make that fun on stream. Plus, it's the kind of game where, if I get stuck, I'll start raging and it'll be funny, and I can play it up. AO-based, not gonna lie, I prefer Age of Mythology. I will put that out there. Age of Mythology, absolute goat. Much better than Age of Empire 2. It's a shame they nerfed Zeus's Master Bolt so it no longer kills the Nidhogg. That being said, I got Age of Empires 1 in a Nutrigrain box. Oh man. Okay, so Nutrigrain is an Australian cereal. If you haven't had it, it's pretty solid. It's sold as the breakfast of champions, that's its tagline. About 20 years ago, they would occasionally put video game discs just in boxes. So sometimes when you bought a box of Nutrigrain, you would just get a game. And I got Age of Empires 1 that way. From there, like, I got into Age of Empires 2. I love the aesthetic. It was what introduced me to medieval history, and is the reason I love it a lot today. And then from there, I got even more into mythology, and then played Age of Mythology, which was a perfect combination of all of my interests. So, Age of Mythology is based as hell. AO based. Hey! Glad other people recognize and enjoy it. What's my take on the side series Age of Mythoman? Speaking of... oh yeah, you're midway to asking me. My take is that Age of Mythology is the best game. It is fantastic. Age of Empires 3, definitely worse. I can see why people find 2 better, but Age of Mythology for me hits that perfect middle ground of... The graphics are good enough that they kind of hold up. In a weird way. Although they're obviously outdated. Like Age of Empires 2, it's really outdated. You can tell that the graphics are a bit worse. But Age of Mythology, they actually recently did updates to the Steam version. So decades later, they're still updating the game. And the Titans expansion was so much fun, man. I loved the main story of that. Age of Mythology, maybe the campaign would be fun to play on stream, but even then, that's definitely more a one-player game. But, okay, definitely a bit of a tangent. I just really love the game. I'm glad other people do too. But this is what I mean with why I started being like, oh, maybe it would be a waste to disappear to a new identity. As you can tell, it makes sense. We have similar interests. That's how we've all ended up in the same rough rabbit hole. And it makes sense that, especially because I generally make shitposts, which are about comedy more than anything, even though comedy lamau, in quotes. I don't think I'm some comedian or anything. I just tell mediocre jokes that sometimes people find funny. But people with similar senses of humor to me who'll find the same kind of things funny, it makes sense that you've gone through the same sort of pathways. It was like in my fanfic writing days. I would create new accounts and new identities every time I swapped fandoms. Because I was still growing as a writer, so my old stuff was really, really bad comparative to my new stuff. And I would recognize a lot of names who, at roughly the same time, would jump to the same new game and discover me, and I'd be... So, like, they'd have 7 favorite fanfic authors, and I was 5 of them. And I felt so bad, because there was no shot they knew they were all me. But as a result, that means all of their favorite fanfic writers disappear. Then they find a new fandom with a new favorite fanfic writer, and in a few years they disappear. But yeah, I ended up seeing, hey look, everyone else has like the same interests as me who likes my content. Might as well give it a try. And I don't think it'll, at the very least, like, end of the day, if people aren't interested, they won't watch, and that's fine. Half the units know a way to yeet you. What, in Age of Mythology? Yeah, they have very funny animations. I miss a lot of the old multiplayer maps. It's a shame they haven't really been made in the Steam versions. Some of the custom maps people made were insanely good. Like, there's one where you're a Minotaur, and it's a 4v4, and everyone's just dodging random god powers. And it's last man standing. If you fall in the pit, you die. It's like the original Battle Royale. And then there's also God is Watching. I think that has been remade, where one player is literally God, and everyone else, like, vies for their attention and offers to them, and then you can give them things. It's really cool. Obviously rife for abuse, but there were just so many really cool, in-depth maps people made. So yeah, as you can no doubt tell, I like Age of Mythology a little bit. Torn between Genshin updates and playing Arknights. A multi-track drift, do both at once. Arknights... Oh wait, no, new... Okay, yeah, no, you're clearing new stages, right, never mind. I was thinking you were just autoing the event stages. I forgot that the S maps are out. It's also why I'm actually unironically hopeful that a fair few of you might have similar music tastes to me. Because I actually got really mad. I won't spoil which specific song, but I'm sure most of you are aware of the VTuber group known as Hololive. So there's this member in them, little-known comedian named Gavus Bettel. And let's just say he has very similar music taste to me, and he covered like 3 songs I wanted to sing that I thought no one else knew about because they have like a total of 500,000 to 1 million views, and he's done covers of all of them, the bastard. And it's not like there are many songs I can sing, so he's kind of ripped half my repertoire. You can clear stages and domains together, it's okay. Yes, sir, just giga chat it out. Multi-tracked drift. You don't have a specific genre of music? Yeah, I'm the same. I used to be able to say, hey, I don't like country and I like every other genre. But as I've mentioned on a previous stream, now there are 3 country songs I really like. So I can't even say I don't like country anymore. It's Old Town Road, Big Iron, and Rawhide, if you know those 3 songs. If you don't, I don't blame you, don't worry. You probably know Old Town Road, maybe know Big Iron from the memes. I highly doubt anyone here knows Rawhide. Even Vibe on German music? Ja, es ist wunderbar. Ich denke, du sprachst auf Rammstein, ja? Big Iron, Zeist, yes sir. I want to sing it, it just sounds really bad in my voice. If you do like Rammstein, I would recommend checking out a band called Eisbrecher. Wait, right, I forget people don't... let me type it. I would recommend checking out this artist, these 2 songs. If you type those in, you will find them. Oh, I activated mad mode. Right, there we are. Ah, work. No, I started crying. There we are. Nope, I started crying again. Ah, that's my gas. There we are. I'm still adapting to which is which. I have radio voice, thank you very much. Part of why I wanted to get into streaming is I've been hearing that literally since primary school. And I stopped, like, obviously I graduated school, I stopped hearing it, stopped thinking about it. Then I started taking German lessons. And like half of my German teachers also asked me in German, hey, are you a radio announcer? If not, you should be. So I was like, you know what, I should do something involving my voice. That's also part of why I've learned to sing. I didn't used to want to learn to sing, but I'm really glad I have started learning it. I enjoy it now. It used to hurt my voice a lot, even when I just did only a few minutes practice. But now I can practice quite a bit. I mean, that's why I can, case in point, like, I'm not saying it's all top-tier content, but like, for example, my Guards and Defenders videos, which were 4.5 hours, I essentially speak non-stop the entire time. I do stutter my words sometimes, I do start laughing a bit, but I have very good vocal stamina now. As part of that's definitely singing. You can do ASMR? Yeah. I'm definitely considering it, if people are interested. That being said, it will always be very clearly marked, because I know some people really don't like ASMR. YouTube radio, same diff. Unironically, like, VTubing is basically just modern day radio. So streaming. Oh, if you want a really wild comparison, actually, a better one. VTubing is modern day clowns. Court jesters. Unironically, we are just court jesters dancing to entertain the audience. And that's part of why, like, I find it so funny when people take themselves way too seriously. Because, like, we're just anime characters trying to make people laugh. It's not very common for people to take themselves too seriously, and I completely get it. Not everyone is as much of a nihilist about life as I am. And for people who don't know, nihilism is basically just... There's a lot of things I can't change, and I'm fine with that. I just try to aim for what I want to do and what I can't. That's my take on nihilism. So nihilism doesn't fully apply to me. It's just a good, very general summary. But yeah, like, at the end of the day, we're all just clowns trying to make people laugh and dancing for the audience. So if you ever want to be a streamer, basically ask yourself, if I traveled back in time, would I dream of being a clown? If the answer is yes, chances are you'll enjoy it. I don't come by as a nihilist. Yeah, nihilist is a slightly wrong word, it just generally summarizes it. I'm a very firm believer in what we do matters. Not at like some grand universal level, but the way I think about it is, everyone's their own universe. You've been around since the dawn of your universe's time, and you see everything in a unique way that no one else will ever really be able to understand or appreciate. And that's really beautiful, so I hope you live a good, long, fulfilling life, and get to explore as much of that universe as possible, and maybe even pass some of it on to other people. You don't mind being a clown, but you definitely like the creativity to be one. Don't worry about that stuff. Content creation, like, if you want to do it, just, the main thing is having fun. And I don't mean that in the same way of, oh, you have fun, you'll be successful. I mean, if you're having fun, you'll be thinking about stuff like, oh, what kind of content do I enjoy? Why? Honestly, okay, yeah. A better way to go about this. If you want to get into content creation, look through your YouTube recommended, and any video you are interested in. Before you click on it, think, okay, why am I interested in this, and what do I expect out of the video? That's the hardest skill to learn, trying to match your thumbnails to make them seem interesting and try to match them to your content. Outside of that, just try to make content you'd enjoy, like, what got me into Arknights was 77Aki was taking a break. And I really liked his content, so I was like, I think I can make a discount version of what this, like, the core parts of what make this guy's content enjoyable. And it's changed over time as now I just tell really short jokes. I just essentially make memes. I make shitposts. I've laughed at basically every single one of the videos I've uploaded in the last 30 days. Even if it's just a concept like the Cult of Poncerus, I find that incredibly funny. And as a result, other people who have a similar sense of humor to me, if they find it, they might enjoy it. And that's all it is with content creation. It takes time. You'll start off, you'll be really, really bad, and that's fine. That's the same as every skill. It's like, if someone started fighting, you wouldn't expect them to take on Floyd Mayweather, day one, or Mike Tyson. They'd get their ass kicked. It's the same as every skill. Content creation, like with singing, like with a lot of other things, it has a really low barrier to entry these days, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a really high skill ceiling, and you'll definitely get better, noticeably, as you go. But just sort of think about, like, what do I enjoy? What would I like to see? And why, or even just as you're watching something, if that's too hard, why am I enjoying this? It's the same with songs. A lot of people sing wrong. When they cover a song, they'll add a lot of vocal trills and make it really about their voice. But at the end of the day, when you're sitting to watch or listen to a song, you're appreciating the instrumentals, you're appreciating the beat, you're appreciating the lyrics, you're appreciating the voice, but you're appreciating them complementing each other. So when someone does a cover and they change the song to be about their voice rather than the song itself, which you have to do to a degree, but essentially a lot of people in music are very wanky about it, but a lot of people see that as, well, you're essentially saying your voice is more interesting than the song. Or you're doing a cover of something like Viva La Vida, and you add vocal trills, you're essentially saying you think you can write a better vocal line than Viva La Vida, which most times people are wrong. So it's best to just try to do the nicest and simplest version you can. Just try to focus on making it really good. How come we come from hating girly stuff back to becoming a girl in the future? So there's this thing called projection, and it's a very, very common bit of human psychology, where, for example, if you're homophobic, generally speaking, you have a significantly higher chance of being gay and homophobic than being gay and not being homophobic. Which sounds really weird, but it is what it is. The universe ends with you type beat. Yep. You're pretty sure what got you into Arknights with thighs. No, what got me into Brown Dust was thighs. What got me into Arknights was all the trauma. The thighs were just a nice side benefit. Have I shared the list of songs at the last stream? Yes, I did in the stream, but I wasn't sure if that worked. If you can remember, just ping me in the Discord. I'll share my playlists. Because obviously, I'm a very musical person, and I love these songs. Like, even this one here. Yeah, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know much about the games. I know a lot of people think of them as cringe, but I'm fine with being cringe, and I love the songs. Fellas, is it gay to listen to music? Yes, sir, it is. You're being serenaded by another man. Take that, liberals. Is it gay to watch a movie? Yes, sir, it is. You're literally watching and admiring another man. Think about it. Then you're gay? Yes, sir, we're all a little bit gay. Is it gay to like Tallulah from Arknights? She's technically a dude. Think about it for a second. That's a very common joke from a previous server I've been in for a while. No way we're all gay. Being gay is not a choice. It's not your choice if you're gay or not. It's my choice. You're gay. But no, like, that being said, I'm asexual. I'm neither of these things. I'm leaning straight, but like, I can find people attractive. I just don't find them attractive without clothes on. Sorry about that, another very loud sip of water. I can generally predict how loud they'll be. I'm trying to stop getting dehydrated. It's something I notice I do a lot, especially when I'm drawing. I hyper-focus, forget the passage of time, blink it's been 8 hours, I'm starving and dehydrated. Okay, I don't care about any of these, I'll figure them out later, so I'll just take the free Prima Gems. There we go. This has to be a grand insult, I find you attractive. Yeah, absolutely. I find people attractive, just not when they take their clothes off. Take that. I mean, that's part of why I like design and character design a lot. Like, for example, my model. My model would be a lot less interesting without clothing. Like, think about it. It would just be a vaguely nice hairstyle and a naked body. We've all seen plenty of naked bodies in the anime community. But I really like the jacket, I really like the skirt and the shorts and the thigh highs. Those really, like, they highlight parts and make them a lot more interesting. You notice I drink a lot of water during streams? No, actually. So, I comment on drinking water a decent chunk, but every time I drink water, I comment on it. So I've had a total of 3 sips of water this stream. And that's a new record for an amount of water drunk. Just tell them you like their fashion sense. Yeah, look, generally when people are flirting with me, I try to shut them down politely, because otherwise I just hurt their feelings. Like, a girl unironically hit me with the "my parents aren't home, would you like to come over?" And I was like, okay, no. I've been implying to you all night that I thought we were having this dinner as friends. So sometimes you need to get blunt, which is just unfortunately how it goes. Because, like, I'd rather cut that off there than get to her house with her having certain expectations, obviously, and then say, hey, by the way, I'm not about that life. I thought we were actually going to play Super Smash Bros. It hasn't happened often. I'm by no means a sterling Adonis, but I have had, like, probably, over the course of my life, 5 girls blatantly flirt with me. Are you sure you're not an anime pro tag? No, I don't have the density down. I pretend to be dense. I'm aware of what they're doing. I just try to dissuade them. I was like, a girl in high school asked me to dance after spending a year trying to express interest in my interests and become close friends with me. And I'd encouraged the friendship part and not so much the clear romantic interest she had. So when she asked me to dance, I said, yeah, we can go as friends. That is not me being dense. That is me trying to say, without breaking her heart, hey, I do not consider you in a romantic light. She took it relatively well. That being said, we're not really friends anymore, just through the passage of time. The face when you never get that feeling of what? People being interested in you and you not being interested in them? You'll get that feeling eventually. Unless you're even more asexual than I am. Unless you're aromantic. My guy, you would be too dense. I will say this. I suspect at least half of the people who've flirted with me, I have noticed. I'm not attractive enough for me to believe that, like, more than 10 people have flirted with me over the course of my life. I'm willing to believe maybe 10, and I just missed a few of them. But... yeah, I'm tall, yeah, I've got a deep voice. Yeah, I used to have really nice hair. But, like, that's about it. The problem is my personality. I'm a very honest person, for better and for worse, which means eventually, like, the more time you spend with me in a one-on-one setting, the more you'll think I hate you. Because my way of expressing affection is being honest, and my honesty is usually, no, I don't want to do this thing you're talking about, or no, I'm not interested in your hobbies. So when I do actually care about someone, I will express interest in that. Just to... because at the end of the day, I like making people smile. Just, you know you're getting close to me when I start being an absolute jackass. So yeah, even aside from my asexualism, there's a reason I've only been on one date once. Oh no, wait, technically 2 dates, because that time the girl asked me if I wanted to go home with her. Hate, there's no hate, just frenemies. Yeah, but like, emphasis on the friend part, not the enemy. You also like to think you're attractive, but you're the biggest fumbler? Don't worry too much about it. I know it's a lot easier said than done. I understand entirely why so many people value romance a lot. Because at the end of the day, like, everyone's looking for someone who cares about them, and they can spend the rest of their life with, and they can share what they're interested in. But at the end of the day, like, it takes time. You don't want to rush in, like, think of it this way. Would you rather marry some random woman on the street? Like, literally just look outside, first woman you see who's not related to you, congrats, you're married for the rest of your life. That's not ideal. Like, you're not going to find a good match that way. So it'll take a lot of testing the waters. And at the end of the day, like, you'll naturally find someone who has a lot of shared interests with you, because you'll gravitate towards places of people with similar interests. It's the same reason, like, when I look through my analytics and, oh, everyone who watches me is a VTuber fan. Maybe I don't need to make a new account for my VTuber stuff. It's just inevitably how it goes. What was I doing? I was farming Ruin Guards this raid. I should track them. But yeah, same with music taste. Like, the chances of someone like Gavis Battle and me having very similar music taste, only in some songs, like, but what I mean by that is, there are 3 songs I like that have a total of 1 million views that were published 10 years ago. The chances, when you take into account the population, of both him and me being interested in VTubing are non-existent if you think it's random chance. It's not. It's a case of, well, one of them's a Vocaloid song, so it makes natural sense that we'd be into anime. And it makes natural sense that, oh, these songs, they're different genres, but they have the same kind of beats, so naturally we'll both, once we find them, like them. So things like that. And that's just an example because I distinctly remember multiple songs I wanted to sing. And he yoinks them, the bastard. One of them was Monster by Gumi. That one's the one that makes perfect sense. That's a Vocaloid. Being suave is useful, but only goes so far. Yeah. People value honesty a lot. Because at the end of the day, like, if you can't trust the other person to be honest, you don't really know them, and you're taking a risk. And people are very averse to risks. It's why we value losing things a lot more than we value gaining them. And I don't mean value in terms of, like, positive. It's the same reason we feel robbed when we get unlucky in things. But for example, if someone asked you, hey, how much do you want to buy this napkin for from me? Like, I'm selling napkins. Do you want to buy a napkin? How much do you want to pay? You'd be like, oh, like 5 cents, 10 cents. If someone gave you a napkin and said, hey, this is a really rare napkin, it's worth $5. And then someone else came up and said, hey, I want to buy this to you 5 cents, 10 cents. You'd be like, fuck no, it's worth more. Because you already have it, it is worth more to you. Then you would pay for it. Which is why a lot of people struggle when they first start trying to sell things. Which is why businesses are hard, and a lot of people who get into business fail, and why I don't recommend it. Your voice sounds like a jock who never got through puberty. Don't worry too much about it. Not everyone can have a Giga Chad voice like me. I have an incredibly rare voice, and that's why, despite being a mediocre singer, I definitely like the song I've sung. I think I did a very good job, because it fits my voice, and I have a very rare voice type. And I think it fits my voice better than the person who sung it, even though they're a much better musician than me, and it's not even close. You're heading off to sleep? Hey, no worries, man. Thanks for stopping by, Wei. It's always good to have people in chat. But yeah, hope you sleep well, and hope your pulls go well next time you pull in Genshin. Assuming there's anyone you're interested in. I should definitely drink more water, I've German soon. Alrighty, apologies for that. Your boy is back. And yeah, if anyone has any song recommendations, if anyone has any song recommendations, please drop them in the Discord. I love music. Were those climb animations a bit weird? Yeah, it's because they treat... It's the same reason you can end up climbing horizontally across the ground if you go from a wall to the ground. It treats climbing state as different to walking state, and until you reach a certain trigger where it'll play the get up animation, it sticks with you in climbing, which means sometimes you'll end up climbing across a flat surface you should be standing on. And why you can also jank yourself up the mountains. Rickroll, I mean, look. A lot of you might remember the song Hide and Seek, which is also known as What You Say. So that and Rickroll, I actually just unironically enjoy the songs. I didn't get the joke for a while, because I like the Rickroll song. Like, it's just a fun song. It's not my favorite or anything. It's not really my genre of music, but I certainly don't hate it. So I was like, oh yeah, they're just playing the song. Now, Darude Sandstorm, I always understood that joke, if anyone is old enough to remember that. Which was essentially, any time someone asked what song that is, you would just respond to Darude Sandstorm, which was a very specific type of EDM beat. Now, that's just gaslighting comedy, and I've always understood that. Gaslighting jokes are funny. I love them. I'm Australian. It's built into our DNA. We all love it. Yeah, back in ye olden days. Yeah, it's really weird to think that I predate the internet. Same as smartphones. Smartphones weren't really a thing until 2014. Like, think about it. The first iPhone came out in the mid-2010s. And now if you said, hey, you're not going to get a smartphone, someone would be like, well, how do you function in the modern world without a smartphone? It can't be done. But it's like, no. Like, this is a really recent thing. And they've gotten so good that, like, iPads don't exist anymore. iPads were also, like, definingly good inventions. Hello there. Hello. Yes, this was an unexpected surprise because I got 20 minutes of sleep and have a total of 2 hours between work and my German class I can't cancel before I can sleep. So I am hyped up on caffeine. That being said, my day's going pretty well. How's yours, Muffin? Worry not, we're your people. Yes, sir. The chat matches the streamer, which means in addition to liking thighs and sadists, all of you are also really old cripples. We are the ancient ones. That being said, like, no shame regardless of what your age is. I have some people who watch me who are 70. like, man. How and why do you know what an Arknights is? Let alone my shitpost content. How do you even enjoy this? But it's very flattering. They actually have surprisingly high watch time. Which makes sense because it's skewed because there's only a couple of them. How long am I going to stream? I'll be streaming another half hour. Then I need to drop for German. I'm not very good at German. I have basic conversational fluency to B1 level. But I enjoy it. I'm going to Germany later this year. My dad's getting his inheritance. So it's basically the only chance I'll ever get to go to Europe. So looking forward to it. We're hard-boiled eggs. Yes, sir, yes, sir. We're all crippled. Hard-boiled. We've been in the pan too long. Let me cook more. You're not old, but your body might as well be. Yes, sir. People born in the very early 2000s or late 90s have now reached the stage where they've started to get, if they haven't taken care of themselves properly, aches and pains that don't go away. They say your taste gets better with age, so it's only natural. Yes, sir. With me, my taste hasn't changed. It's just I'm now less ashamed about it. Like, if you'd asked me 5 years ago, hey, did you enjoy Sword Art Online? I would have tried to give caveats and defend it. But it's like, no, I really enjoyed Sword Art Online. Yeah, it was trash, but I love it. It's like my current favorite anime is Eminence and Shadow. That's really fun, man. I don't watch shows very often, but I really enjoy edgy ones. It's like characters like Mordekaiser from League of Legends. I find him unironically cool. I don't like him as a joke. I think he's actually just really cool. And I love that his ultimate is just, hey, I'm taking this person to Brazil. That being said, I also like characters like Fiorina. I definitely have a bias towards the monochrome spectrum color scheme, which is white, grey, silver, black. Fiorina is probably the least traumatized character I like. And for those of you who've read the Archon Quest, let's just say I have a bias towards traumatized characters. SAO first season was decent, at least the novel format. I didn't read the novel, I watched the anime. Not spectacular, but not shabby. Yeah, like, it was a really interesting concept, even though they sort of fumbled the bag a bit later on, especially with the ending of Season 1 and the entire premise of Season 2. But I still had a really good time. Oh wait, no, I think I watched the first 3 seasons. Yeah, the Elf one was Season 2. I watched Gun Gale as well, so I watched the first 3 seasons. But yeah, like, man, yes, it's edgy. Doesn't matter. I'm an edgy person. Look at me. Look at what I chose as my VTuber model. You can tell I like thighs, you can tell I like little dangly highlight bits, and I'm wearing an edgy jacket that's hanging off of my arms. You can tell by my color scheme I'm in that edge. True and real, openly like what? Yeah. A lot of people get a lot of people will get ashamed of liking things like Genshin or mobile games. It's like, well, at the end of the day, it's just as stupid to get hyper-invested into the local sports team. Like, it doesn't matter if you like something that's bad. And I'm not saying Genshin or Arknights is bad. I think by mobile game standards, they're really, really good. Something like Sword Art Online, I would consider bad by today's standards. That doesn't matter, I still like it. A lot of people think that because they like something, it has to be good, and they have to defend it and explain why it's really good. But it's like, no, it's just say you like it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Most people you want to interact with will respect you just going, yeah, I'm cringe. I like cringe things. I'm not going to bombard you with them, don't worry. I just enjoy them. It's fine if you don't like them. I understand why you don't. You're saying Genshin is bad, don't worry, you'll... I enjoy Genshin a lot. It captures a lot of what I liked about Breath of the Wild. The combat in Breath of the Wild was a lot better though, and the puzzles were more robust. But the feeling of exploration, I actually prefer Genshin's feeling of exploration because it updates frequently. And there's more of a coherent goal. I never really finished Breath of the Wild because every time I sat down to play, I would have fun for hours. But then I'd kind of forget about the game. It's like, well, why would I play Breath of the Wild right now? I don't really have an overarching goal to achieve. Oh, defeat Ganon? I don't want to do that. That means I won't be able to do the rest of the content. SAO Abridged was amazing. Yes, sir, yes, sir, so was Hellsing Abridged. The person who voiced Alucard in Hellsing Abridged is now a VTuber, by the way. VTuber Takahata. He does very funny content. But no, especially Father Anderson. I find him very, very funny. I used to like Alucard more, but now Father Anderson. But yeah, no, SAO Abridged was like peak. And, oh, by the way, things like SAO Abridged, never judge Zoomers too harshly on things like Skibidi Toilet. Remember that our generation liked YouTube poops. Now, if you go back and watch YouTube poops, you might still enjoy them, but they're very trash. Every generation has their own cringe thing that the older folks won't really understand. It's not made for you, and that's fine. Well, your late nice model. Hey, thank you very much. It is months early. It was meant to be... All of the artists I've commissioned keep telling me, like, deadlines, and then just giving it to me literal months early. I don't understand. They're built different, and they keep, like, giving me free stuff as well on top. They're just being awesome. You can actually extract a lot of entertainment value from any show or game. Yeah, exactly. Like, games like Starfield, Skyrim. I didn't even like Skyrim. I could definitely find a good few hours of fun in Starfield if I wanted to. People act like it's a 0 out of 10 game. It's a solid 6. Like, not everything needs to be amazing. It's a solid game. If you like the core parts, you'll enjoy it. And you can definitely have fun with it. If you go in expecting fun, you'll very rarely not have fun. It's why I really enjoy horror movies. They're either actually scary, or they're really bad. Yeah, you enjoy any shit you watch because all of it's made by people and people are interesting. Yeah. The problem is when things are boring. Like when nothing happens. If you hate something, you can still enjoy watching it and laughing at it. If you love something, you love it. The problem is when it's like really bland and mediocre. Yeah, everyone's exactly like we were. Like, a good example is those NFT scams. So those scams have been used since before currency was invented. And even a more recent version is, if you look into the history of the 1800s, look up the robber barons, you will find a lot of NFT scams. Not literally, but like all of the same tricks they used to get people invested, to get people buying. Like the original NFTs were actually tulips, like the flower. Tulips in one of the Scandinavian countries eventually became worth more than a house each. Like, this stuff has been around forever. NFTs are just the newest iteration of it. We do change over the years, technology changes as well, but less than you'd think. Like, modern day sports stadiums are literally just colosseums from ancient Rome. Ancient Romans had cranes, by the way. And also, computers have been around since the 200s. Like, year 200. We have proof of an ancient Greek computer that existed. It was only good for computing, which is where the name has come from, but like, it's a lot, we progress a lot slower than we say we do. We think people of the past are a lot stupider than they are, essentially. The things people in the past have accomplished is incredible. Humans at their core haven't changed too much. Likewise, no matter what nation you go to, no matter what generation you interact with, they're just a different stage of their life. They're pretty much the same as you. And, like, everyone's different, but, like, if you take the average 60%, it'll be very similar. And that's wonderful, because that means we all have common ground. And we can all express interest in each other's interests as well. And not everyone will like the same stuff, and that's fine. It depends on your upbringing and just your personal interests. The world would be a very boring place if everyone had the same interests. You never disrespect Skibidi Toilet knowing the stuff you're into as a kid. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's exactly the right take to have. I don't understand this. It's not made for me. I'm glad people are enjoying it. That's how I see it. It's like, some parts of TikTok do make me sad, because people have replaced certain parts of emotional connection with things, and they've cut it down to a formula because they just can't form connections anymore. But that's not me feeling sad, like seeing it existing. That's me, oh, these people are very lonely. And I've been there. Like, I can understand what it feels like, and that's the only form of emotional attachment you can get. But it's very sad that this is the best they can achieve. Like, the fact that they have to find their emotional attachment in a TikTok. Like, I feel sad for them because I want them to experience the joys they will get later in life. They'll get there. We've all gone through that sort of depressive phase where we do some weird shit, we're into some weird shit, and everything's a bit flat, but eventually we end up happy. And I really hope one day I'll get to see some of those people later on in life, even though they're just strangers on the internet, and I hope they'll be happy. Economic disaster? Yep, the tulips. Diamonds are pretty successful NFTs. Yes, unironically, diamonds are also NFTs. They have no functional value. Unironically, copper has more functional value. They don't have no functional value, they have some. But lab-grown diamonds are better for their value and cheaper. But the diamond companies have gaslit people into thinking lab-grown is somehow worse. Sir, I'm sounding like Nikola Tesla from Record of Ragnarok. Oh, could you drop Record of Ragnarok just somewhere in the Discord or maybe the suggestions? Whether or not I do it a stream. I have heard about that game, but I know nothing about it. I've just heard people mention the name. So I'll check it out. I just probably will forget because I have German right after this. Speaking of, I should sip water. Oh, it's a manga? Oh, that's absolutely fine. I'll still check it out. I just recognize the name. I mean, that should tell you how little I know about it. Like, even upcoming Arknights content I know nothing about. I really love being surprised by things, but I also live a bit under a rock. I'm a weird mix of, I know, a ridiculous amount of trivia and a ridiculous amount of niche knowledge. But I also am just completely missing a lot of common sense. It's a great manga, but got screwed by the anime adaptation. I mean, if there's a good place to read the manga, I'm absolutely down to do that, as long as it's translated well. I've read manga before. I unironically have some of the first mangas of Naruto. Speaking of, like, Naruto gets a bad rep. It has a lot of filler. It is still a very good anime, though. Like, yeah, it got a lot of power creep. It got not as great at the end, but, like, for example, the Rock Lee versus Gaara fight right towards the beginning, and the Kakashi versus Zabuza arc, I think those are really unironically cool examples of introducing someone's, excellent examples of power scaling. Making someone appear a threat without making the other person appear useless, which is something a lot of games and shows do. It's the problem I have with a lot of Marvel movies. Especially the odd ones, where it's like, oh, we need to introduce this new young female inventor. So what we need to do is make Tony Stark bad by comparison. It's like, no. The best way to do it is to make a really terrifying villain, and then the fact that you have, like, even though you're at a disadvantage, you have a chance of dealing with this villain because of some special skill you have. That's really cool. Scary villains are fantastic. You can't have a coin with one side. A hero won't be impressive without a scary villain. This is why One Punch Man is funny, but Saitama is only impressive because we're given a lot of good grounding on how much of a threat all of the things he deals with are to other characters. Anime was decent, just animation could be better. Okay, I have watched all of the seasons of the Overlord anime. If you've seen the Overlord anime, you know why I'm bringing it up. So don't worry too much about animation quality. They unironically went from a toaster to a microwave between season 2 and 3. It was a significant upgrade to the quality of the animation. They got above a toaster. Like, I've got a friend who makes Blender. I won't. He makes things in Blender. I'll leave it at that, because he might feel embarrassed even though no one would track it down to him. And let's just say that in an afternoon, he could make better CG than the goblin armies of Overlord. Who are kind of key characters. And they show up in a dramatic moment that is completely ruined. Overlord, Foresight. Yeah, dude, I love Overlord. Oh, I really did not like it at first because I watched episode 1 a few years ago, didn't like it, dropped the show because it was a bit too sexual for me. Then I'm very glad I went back to it though, because one of my favorite shows of all time. I love the world building. It's so much fun. And it's so edgy. I love it. It's so edgy. They really just do not hold back on the edge. And that's what I'm about. It's even worse in Record of Ragnarok. Okay, to put it in perspective, do you know the Berserk anime? I don't think I need to say more. I enjoyed it. If you don't know, don't worry. You will never find a worse example of modern-day anime adaptations. Oh, sadly you do? Sweet. So don't worry. If the core concept is something up my alley, I will enjoy it regardless of those problems. Because I can see what it is. The only medium I can't do that with is light novels and written text when there's grammar errors. Outside of that, I can ignore it. Like, even if there's major formatting errors, as long as there's no grammar errors, I'm fine with it. Berserk had animation. Ragnarok was a slideshow. I think you're overestimating Berserk. I can't say for certain, I haven't seen Record of Ragnarok, but I don't think you remember how bad Berserk was. It was pretty awful. Grammar errors tilt me, guys. We did it. We found one of our own. I'm not like a grammar Nazi or anything. I am a good writer. Like, mechanically speaking. I have a lot of knowledge on grammar, to the point where I actually struggle a lot learning English grammar, because I don't know any of the terms for it. I just know it all subconsciously. So they're like, oh, it's just like this in English, and that makes no sense to me. German grammar is a nightmare. There are 17 different words for the. Spare yourself, don't learn German. But I do recommend learning another language, it's very fun, if you can afford it and you have the time. Hey, Favonius. Oh, Sacrificial Sword, rather. That was a worthwhile frequel. They're different tastes of cringe, yeah. There's a lot of different cringe out there, it's all about finding the one you vibe with. Okay, I have about 7 minutes left before my alarm goes off and I need to drop for German. Time has really flown. It feels like it's only been half an hour, but it's been 3. So, how's everyone's days going? Hopefully you've been having fun. And hopefully you'll continue to have fun. I know this is a relatively weird stream. This isn't the kind of thing I'll usually go for. This is definitely more just random spam of my thoughts with no real goal or anything, but I've definitely had fun with this. So thanks everyone for swinging by. I'm not ending just yet, just what it's worth, I do appreciate it. The fact that you guys consider this content worth watching is wild to me. There aren't many streamers I will watch for extended periods of time. But there are some, so I do completely get it. Sometimes it's just a case of it's really lovely to have in the background. And just, look, sometimes being alone with your thoughts is scary, so... Whether it's through Discord or here, if you want to be not alone with your thoughts, I'm always available for chat, unless I'm awake or... unless I'm asleep or working. Chill rambling stream, bless. Yes, sir, yes, sir. I will, even with single-player games, I'll aim to mostly have at least some kind of interesting hook. But at the end of the day, sometimes I definitely will just hop on stream and chat. Whether that's about what's been happening in my life, or just random ramblings like today. I mean, I have fun, and apparently a couple of you are too, so that's nice. Chatting with you is fun, didn't expect to have a pleasant time. Aw, thanks man, that's really kind. I really enjoy chatting on stream too. I mean, case in point, before I sunk $1,000 into a VTuber model, I made sure, hey, will I enjoy the streaming thing even if I'm a 0-view Omega lol? And the answer is, I have 20 hours of stream footage, except the stream was private, and literally 0 viewers. And I was like, oh, I'm not talking too much. That's a major problem. I need to work on that. Then I watch them back, and I don't shut up. I talk the entire way through, just like I do in these streams. So, I definitely can just, like, it's, people who know me IRL wouldn't expect it. I'm a very reserved person IRL, just because I don't often talk to people too much. Just because a lot of conversations end up being really vapid and repeat themselves because people aren't paying attention, which annoys me. But yeah, I definitely am an extrovert. I'm just antisocial. So, if any of you want to stream, a good way to test it, do you enjoy talking to yourself for hours on end? That was the best test for me. The answer was yes, so I was like, okay, I'll give this stream, this thing a try. When did Swire get into Genshin? When did Swire get a cannon is the better question. Kaboom. Shotgun Brilla. But yeah, no, it's actually quite funny. But it does make sense. They released at a similar time for EN, but it's a very common archetype. So it does make sense that there's overlap in the game. But that being said, it's very, very funny that they released so close to each other in Genshin. Right after Navia drops, we get Swire Alter. When obviously they've been in the works for years because we've had leaked beta things about them. And Swire came out 6 months ago in China. But no, I love Swire. I also like Navia, I will say. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of many of the Fontaine characters because of how Act 5 of the Fontaine Archon quest ended. A certain character kind of gets ignored at the end and forgotten about by everyone else. Despite everyone else being, let's say, a little bit mean to that character. So as a result, a lot of them dropped down in terms of how much I like them. So my favorites are probably Furina, then Ryotsli. Because Furina obviously was not involved in that nastiness, even though she was present. And Ryotsli was in the middle of a prison. Plus he's funny. He's very, very funny. He just punches things. And he's really cool in the animation, same as Clorinde. Line between streaming and schizophrenia's thing. Yeah, I didn't actually hit go live, I'm just imagining all of you guys. Just a little. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just a little. Like, I still really like them in concept, it's just, it is hard to forget about the plot relevance of what they did. Especially because we don't really get any closure. It's just kind of ignored, and then the next thing that happens is a time skip of a few months where everyone's recovered and forgotten about it. But I like angst. Why do you think I play Arknights? I am a massive angst enjoyer. I am all about that angst, good sir. And we got none of it. They didn't let us have any. And they even slightly made fun of us by saying, oh, what did you want? Did you want me to be miserable or something? And it's like, yes. I know that would have been hard to write, but I wanted you to be miserable for a scene or two, because that gets me emotionally invested in things, because I'm an edgelord and I love angst. Alrighty, I will start winding down Genshin here. I'll just switch to chatting for a bit, because I don't think I'll accomplish anything in the remaining few minutes before I, like, literally need to leave. I'll turn off my alarm when it goes. My VTuber model will freeze when that happens, but I can chat for a few minutes past that. That alarm is in case I'm like out of the house or in the shower or something. And I'm having so much fun chatting. I generally enjoy it. Okay, so let me quickly fix this so there's only one of me on screen. There we go. Ta-da! The other me disappeared. This is the real me all along. And yes, for anyone who missed the start of the stream, I can toggle things. I have a VTuber model now. Let me get up close and personal. Hello, look at my face. Look at my eyes. Aren't they pretty? Ta-da! And then I can get really angry at you. You know what you did. You all know what you did. And then I can get even angrier. And this is me when I'm doing my job for free, and my job is an assassin. I do it for the love of the craft, but you've pissed me off. Then I can go to just this, which looks a bit weird, but I got it for free, so I'm not going to complain. I can also cry on demand. Everyone's so mean to me, guys. Or it can look really sus, depending on the angle I'm at, because you can't see their tears and it looks like I'm sweating. Depending on the facial expression as well. Then I can do this one as well. I've got a gas mask. If I liked Overlord and Angst, thoughts on ReZero? I love the concept of ReZero, I didn't love the execution. I completely understand why they made Subaru the way they did, but it's just a case of... he's a bit over the top and reminds me of some people I know IRL. So yeah, it makes sense and he has a character arc, but there's also just like some of the vocal tics they chose for some of the side characters annoyed me a bit. So it's just unfortunately I didn't really get into it, but I completely get why people did. Oh, I'm zooming in, not out. There we are. I'll get a little more distance, I'll give you some space to breathe, so you can see what I mean without the coat. Oh. There is my alarm, which means I have only a few minutes left before I need to dip. And yep, like I said, VTuber model broke for a second, but I'm back. Hey. How long have you had your model for? This is the very first stream. So it was due in March. And I hadn't heard anything from the rigger, so I was like, hey, how's things going? And they said, hey, it's done. So I set it up yesterday, but on Tuesdays I work from 7 AM until 10 PM. So no shot of me streaming. And I wasn't intending to stream today, but then I got 20 minutes of sleep last night. So I hyped myself up on caffeine. I can't go to bed early because I've got German right after this. I was like, what is something fun I can do? I should stream! And sure enough, it has been an absolute blast and my day is massively improved. Model is great, you love it. Hey, thank you so much. The artist and rigger did such a good job, I'm so happy. I especially love like the little necklaces, the little jangle. There's a lot of boob physics. That wasn't something I asked for. That was the rigger having their own perspective on things, which fair enough. I love the skirt. I love the thighs. I love the jacket. I even love how much movement the rigger put on it. I'm being limited by my IRL chair. But very, very nice thighs. They did a fantastic job. And at first I was confused because I forgot that I compiled, like, essentially a PowerPoint presentation on the way I wanted the thighs done. I was like, wow, okay, they just somehow got the read that I like thighs. And I was like, no, they actually just followed my instructions. Didn't expect a goth girl outfit. Yeah. I really love the goth aesthetic. And there aren't actually that many goth VTubers that I know of. So I was like, hey, you know what? I need to be honest with my tastes, because then I'll attract people similar to me. And at the end of the day, a lot of people won't like the fact that I have a male voice, which is absolutely fine. I don't judge you for that. I get it. That being said, I really like Porcelain Maid, who was essentially the reason I was able to convince myself, yes, use a female model. I don't like male character design a lot of the times. Arknights is the exception. They absolutely nail it out of the park, but I'm not very good at designing male characters, I'm not very good at drawing them, I don't particularly like them, so I went with an anime girl. I even have dozens of mandatory belts. Yes sir, yes sir. I have 3 belts, and then a lot of lace, and then 3 necklaces. I even have some belts on my jacket. That's and keep in mind, like, I didn't specify these belts. So I just happened on an artist who either really enjoys Arknights as well, or just happened to decide, hey, you know what, belts are really, really good, highlight, relatable, oh my god, yes sir, yes sir. Female fashion is so much more interesting, absolutely. Like, there's only so much you can do with men, and don't get me wrong, some people absolutely make it pop, but it's definitely harder, and I don't enjoy it as much. But female fashion, especially goth girls, like, gas mask. I love cool gas masks. It's my favorite part of Tactical, and I have a gas mask. Ta-da! I'm hiding away my tears, and now I'm really angry. Maximum anger with my gas mask. Of course, me giggling like a fucking loon doesn't particularly help. But no, I'm very, very happy with how they did it. Even if it looks a bit weird, the arms without the jacket, that's mainly... It looks fine from shoulders up, which is usually where you'd sit a VTuber model. I just really wanted to show off my thighs. And the jacket looks so fantastic that I don't even really need the removable jacket anymore, because why would I take it off? It looks so good. And yep, obviously, I'm a thigh person. You can tell. Alrighty, I need to go get prepped for German. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm surprised how many of you are. I always am. I'm really glad. It's very, very flattering that you enjoy the stuff I do. Whereas I just kind of spew my thoughts into the world. It's very, very fun having you here to react to. So thank you all so much for coming. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you're interested, I will be streaming tomorrow as well, about the same time. I'll be clearing the last event stages and chatting a little bit if I have time after. Depends how long the mini annihilation takes. And then I will also be wrapping up with probably the final or second to final episode of the Drip tier list on Saturday, where I will be going through snipers. And yes, I've chosen a Saturday because who knows how long that'll take. Auf Wiedersehen. Ah ja, schönen Tag noch, mein Freund. Girls just got more options and more rooms for creativity. Yeah, that's absolutely how I feel about it as well. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Good day to you as well. See ya, bye. Hope you have a fantastic day. Yes, please sleep. I know it's late for a lot of you. Don't let me go to bed before you, when you're like 4 hours later than me in a time zone. Alrighty, I will catch you around. Thank you so much for coming by. I have a Discord if you want it. It's pinned. If somehow you're not already in there, it's the pinned comment, it's in the top of the description. I will see you around. Have a good one, 0707. Have a fantastic day. Mwah.